Hello. Hello, everybody. I need to turn the music down, otherwise it's going to blast me while I'm speaking. Can I swap over? It was playing up earlier. There we go. Hello, everybody. I'm streaming when everyone's that is not in my area of the world is asleep. Just like the last couple of streams. Is this deliberate? Hmm. Uh, no, I have just spent the last 3 days walking around a convention center all day and decided, I know how my body works. I'm gonna be dead fucking tired when I wake up on the next day. And so I'm like, well, I have streamed that day. I'm having to turn myself down. I'm watching myself peak. um and so it was just like, yeah, no, you are probably not going to fucking make it well in the morning if you were to wake up so early to be like, hello, I'll do stream and everyone else can make it. Nah, I'm going to do some what's called self-care and look after myself and stream in the evening instead. So then if I do conk the hell out, I can, just embrace a sleep in and give my body the rest it needs because it has been overworking itself for the last 3 days. Let alone the fact that, like, I low-key did a warm-up in terms of, like, on the Wednesday. I did a 2-hour walk that I thought would only be an hour. Um, and I was exhausted after that. And then con was from Friday to Sunday. I'm sitting here being like, oh god, did I rest up enough? Well, I'm here and I'm fine. So I would consider that a yes. I just don't want to go walking anywhere for a while. Um, it was even silly as fuck because like I'd only set an alarm for like 11:30, so I could do stuff on Pokemon Sleep before it went over to lunchtime. I slept exactly 6 hours without an alarm. And I also was very dumb because like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, you should take a nap once you get home." I'm like, "No, no, no. That might fuck up my sleep." So I will just attempt to go to bed early that night. And I specifically said attempt because I knew my brain there was a high chance I was going to stay up until 2 p.m. 2 a.m. actually. No, I went to bed at 4. So I woke up at 10, naturally being like on 6 hours sleeping, like, oh, that's dumb. I would like more sleep. And the body said, nah. So now we're here. Anyways, I'm gonna just pop over to here. Oh, it did load in. I was just about to say, well, where did it go? Where did it go? So I actually haven't decided what I'm drawing yet today. Should I? Yes. I didn't think that far ahead because I was going to be more focusing on like what's it called? Telling y'all what I did this weekend instead of like actually deciding what I'll be drawing while we do so, but we will be doing so. Um Yippee. So, where do I start off with? Not the song. You know, why not? Um so Friday. Let's go. Okay, let's do like let's just draw on here being like, ah yes, let's do explaining the con while I doodle instead. So I was at a convention. Surprising. I didn't announce it because I was like, I would like to be alone. If I'm to be frank. It was more the fact like I know for a fact that my audience, the only people that know me that are in my country, especially in the area where this convention was taking place, know me personally. And so I'm like, I don't need to advertise it if it's just gonna be, them. um, and so like Yeah, so that's why I didn't advertise it, because I was just like, I know my audience on here. Um, and was not equipped for meet and greets. So, but hopefully by the next convention, I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna be here. If you see me, say hi. Despite the fact I'm a faceless content creator. Um, I would give you a vague description if that would ever happen. Hello, Ash. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's your evening been? It's more afternoon, actually. I just realized that it's like 2 p.m. for you. It's not the evening yet. Twitch was late again. Damn, sucks. It either gives you it at the right time or it just delays it. I was immediately pinged by my own like Twitch bot being like, Panda's gone live. I'm like, okay, cool. um but yeah, I was just discussing, they're good. Should find lunch. Yeah, you should probably eat. I've had breakfast at like noon. So technically a brunch. We're ignoring the fact it's not during brunch hours. I do have a drink on me just in case I need it. No snacks though. I've kind of run low on snacks, but I will eat after stream. Why am I adding the W fucking? I'm not an uwu cutesy wootsy person. Jesus. um, I'll eat after stream though. How long will stream go for? It depends on how long it takes for me to talk about con, and then how long I want to draw after that. um, yeah. So I will state the con I was at. I was at whoa god. Armageddon Expo, which is also known as it changes its name depending on whereabouts it is, because it's all over New Zealand. So this one was specifically what we call Welligeddon, so it was in the capital, Wellington. Um and it was in I hate the center that it's at. So it's literally a massive fucking as like it's the cake tin with like its stupid like light stuff because it's in our rugby it's in our rugby field. This is the arena you do rugby shit in. Sometimes cricket, I think. Big musical concerts have happened here, like Queen performed there. It's our biggest venue in the capital, which is so dumb, honestly. Um so it's been happening here since like 2013. Um Times of the year varies. And it's also gone through different names because depending on who's sponsoring the place. But we're gonna call it the Cake Tin for now. And it was for 3 days. Um so it was from Friday to Sunday. So that's full on just Easter. It was just during Easter. Um, Typically, Armageddon will be either 2 to 3 days. It depends on the location and what time of year it's being hosted in. Like Easter is typically 3 days. What's the other thing? I'll be looking here. So have a good stream. Thank you, thank you, Ryan. If it's like the King's, I have to say King's because I used to say Queen's birthday. If it's King's birthday, it's usually like a 3 day. But usually it would be like two. So it looks to vary in that regard. Um, so it changed times. I'm gonna be so real. Normally the con is from like 10 to 5. Um, or apparently it's half days on like specific holidays. According to some of like the vendors I was speaking with throughout the convention, and I'm like, really? It's normally like all day for us. um, so on the Easter Friday and Easter Sunday, it was like an hour less, so it's to be 10 to 4 instead. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It still means I gotta get up at like the crack of dawn to prep, but it's fine. Uh, Getting here is a hassle because of where it is, but I'm not gonna get into too much information because hey, I have privacy. Um, so you just get to know it takes place because this is our largest arena. a largest venue spot, which it's not designed for conventions. You British broski? Nah, they colonized us instead. If I was British, I wouldn't be up at this time of day, because it's like, what? Hold on. Oh, daylight savings has fucked me over. 5 a.m. for them? That'd be an extremely early hour to be up doing streams if you were a British person. That would be so real. um, but yeah. Where was I? The days. So I went on all 3 days because I'm silly like that. um, and I enjoyed myself. I didn't go with any friends or anything. I was just me on my mountains, just being a big boy. I need you to know I have not planned or scripted fucking any of this. The only thing I have properly prepped is like showing you all my haul of stuff I bought at through like artist alleys at the place. That's it. I'm just guessing. um, do you think I should have probably put bullet points? Oops. But yeah, I was just my by my own little lonesome. Can I just draw me just like real quick? Can I? Can I? I look so dumb. What is this? It's not what my hands look like, but we're just going with it. Obviously, I don't look like my Sona IRL. But y'all don't get that description. There you go. My ponytail. So dumb. That looks. Hold on. I need you. You need to bask in all of its glory. Oh, you one of them kangaroo riding mates. Warmer. A lot of us would be insulted with you calling us kangaroo riding mates. Because we're not Australian, but you're close. You're close. Our accents are similar. um, yeah, no, I was just. Oh, hold on. Can I? I'm gonna do a really fucking dumb thing. Hold on. So just. So it's just me just walking around. Can Oh god, the lag. Just walking around the convention on my own. I was we had some really interesting guests this time around. Which people like Andy Serkis was one of our biggest ones. If you don't know the actor's name, he's also a director. Um, is our little okay. I hate the fact that that's right because Australia was colonized first, and then it was New Zealand. No wait, yeah, I am a Kiwi. That is very much what I am. Born and raised here in our beautiful country of Aotearoa. Um, yeah, we had like the guests like Andy Serkis was like the biggest one. Um, I like people. Nice, we're cool. Yeah, we had like Andy Serkis. So if you don't know the name, he's a director and an actor. You will know him from like. I hope they were real. His name, his biggest role I would consider being Gollum or Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. He's also Caesar in Planet of the Apes. Along with like a lot of other like movies and such. But like he's a very famous actor. He's currently here filming for a new movie. I think he's directing it. I don't know, my audio processing struggled with like all the noise of the area to pick up specific things that are being said. But yeah, no, he's so he thought he'd pop in and do a con stuff for like he was only there for one of the days. Our next biggest person we had. Oof, I know names. Uh, yes. Temuera Morrison. Now that name may not ring a bell, but you will know him as from Star Wars, Jango Fett, and Boba. He played Boba Fett in the Mandalorian or Boba Fett TV series. I am not caught up on my Star Wars art stuff. So it's not the thing I wanted. Give me back to where is it there? Yes. Our lovely Kiwi boy. This short little I forgot what Golem looks like. I know he's got like hair just dripping down. Big scary eyes. This is totally what he looks like. I could totally do so much better than that. Can I draw the fucking Mandalorian helmet? That's actually the better question. Without a reference? Probably not. Got like that bit, kind of like that bit. Dog, I don't remember. It's got like close enough. We also had some more like I would consider recent rises of fame. Um, for a couple of them, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We had a few voice actors. Um, some are from the Avatar: The Last Airbender cast. So we had Aang, we had Sokka, we had Suki, we had Toph, and we had Tylee. Apparently Dante's showing up, who played Zuko like in a different con later on in the year. Um, and we also had Robbie Damon, which I don't know if he's a very well-known voice actor in terms of he's in a lot of shit, but has taken recent fame from being Dorian Storm in Critical Role's stuff from like I think it's like Exandria Unlimited and the Campaign 3. Um and he's also one of the co-heads of the game Date Everything. And he voices the Hanks and Johnny Splash and that. So he's cool. And we also had the one and hold up, if I can get people to guess from just oh god, can I draw his fucking dumbass head? Hold on. I'm not deliberately drawing him right. What if he has a nose or not? I don't think he does. You recognize that from the shoddy fucking doodle. Then you may know that as Let's from Hazbin Hotel. A Hazbin Hotel. Hell of a boss. He plays Kitty Killjoy in fucking Hazbin. Hell of the best stuff. The O is silent. Brandon Rogers was also at the con. He's one of our guests. So that was pretty cool. So we had like a lot of like interesting people there. We also had like those are the people I was more interested in. We also had the names are blanking. I fucking can't stand Cage. What? But Cage is fun. I need to do a thing real fucking quick. But I need to do that. Not edit. I need to go into that one. Because I can edit fucking auto mod from here. There you go. Am I muted? Yes, bad. Alright. So yeah, we had like people like that there. I forgot his first name, but we had McTavish as well. Um Not from my fandom, so I can't remember like his actual like voice stuff. Not voice stuff, he's an actual actor. Um Along with a couple of other people that my brain is just absolutely blanking on. Not because they're not important, I just don't know their media. So we had actually decent guests for once because usually we get like one or two like decent like people, at least for people that I know of, and then the rest are like smaller like actors or voice actors and stuff like that. So it fluctuates each year in terms of like popularity or things that I personally like. Like literally the last time I ever got an autograph from like a guest, I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was, I forgot the actress's name, but she plays the forensics woman in Lucifer. I don't know anybody. Fair enough. I literally spent most of my all of my childhood not knowing actors or anything to any of the characters that I would like that I liked or anything from the shows and stuff. So people would just tell me the names of the actors or the voice actors, and I'd just be like, who? The same when it comes to artists and stuff like that from like in music and things like that. Sometimes I'm like, huh? Yeah, she's cool. I've only got like a very small amount of like autographs and stuff because they're expensive, especially depending on the artist. Well, the artist or like the actor and stuff that are there. Um, like oh, I forgot his surname. But the first person I ever got a signature from was Aiden. The person who played Keeley in The Hobbit. He was the first ever autograph I got. Because like the first time we were in the Cake Tin was like well when the Wellington convention happens in the Cake Tin was like around the Hobbit time, and so like we had the actors for Philly, Killy, and Thorin there, and on that first year, and I was just like, oh, nuts. Okay, yeah, we had like a lot of like interesting. Can I draw like? Can I try and draw Dorian? I'm gonna do him so not justice enough, and I'm so sorry, Robbie. I know he's got like one swept here because it goes wee. Jeez. Whereas I know how to draw, I'm just caught off pressure. Yeah, it's Dorian Storm. I'm also doing this without references. I suck without references. Let me see, it was like that as well. Like it was like a half up. It's something on his ear, so I don't remember the exact details. He played an agent Arcee. That's Dorian. Um, yeah. So those were like some of like the guests we had. Um, and so I spent most of my time, if I wasn't like perusing around the grounds for like going through the artist alleys and all the other stalls, I was listening to, I was watching panels or sitting up in a cafeteria that's like in the venue and just taking a breather and eating food because it's good to like keep yourself energized with meals when at these cons, especially to hydrate yourself. Jeez, because like it's bad there if you don't. So yeah, those are those things. I spent too much day one. Be so real. I had a budget, and that budget went through the roof. Like literally almost blew it all on day one. But yeah, with like so what they normally do is they'll have a couple of different food venues, and then they have like the main one that's like upstairs in like a mezzanine area. Normally they would like sell like dumplings and stuff like that there, and I would be like, okay, sweet, yeah, no, I'll get that. They changed up the menu this year, and I was, my autism was a little shocked because change, but they did have something I could have, which is margarita pizza. So I'm sitting there like, I'm not going to eat a margarita pizza for lunch 3 days in a row. I'm going to branch off to the other places to see what they have. I had margarita pizza 2 out of the 3 days. And so like, okay, from memory, what they had up on that specific thing was like loaded fries. I'm very picky with what I have on my fries. I'm also not really a potato person. Sue me. Please don't. The margarita pizza, a meat pizza, and then meatball sub. And I thought, okay, that would be mad funny, but also mad messy. So I'm not gonna try that one. Yes, I make my ancestors weep at the fact that I don't really like potatoes unless it's like it's an autism thing. I will only like them a specific way. I do like some chips. Only some. I'm very picky with my chips. Um, like depending, I will like potato gratin depending on how it's made. Um, there's this chip brand like called Proper Crisps, Proper Kettle Crisps. Those ones are fine. So long as it's just salted. I'm not a big fan of like flavor because I'm, I guess, white and autistic. I'm bland as fuck. The and there's other things like I will have like some like kinds of fries. Like okay, my favorite kind of fry is curly fries. Chef's kiss. You can't go wrong with a curly fry. They weren't selling them here, so that was my problem. um, so like they did have like other like venues that include like there was another like hop chip store. There was there was a dumpling store outside, but I didn't really like go outside too much, so I didn't actually really get to see what like their flavors and stuff were. There were a couple of donut places and things like that, but there was a crepe station, and I fucking love crepes. So I was like, okay, day two, I'm gonna try their crepes. I'm have yet to try this what savory crepes are like. So I normally go for the basic Nutella crepe, and they were selling Nutella and caramel crepes. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Because caramel's nice. Nutella is nice. I don't fucking like Nestle, but I will make a small exception for the very rare occasion of Nutella. Um, and so I had it. It was nice, very liquidy, and I didn't get to enjoy it in full because I had to like mad scoff it down, before running off to a panel. So I didn't get to give it its like full like proper tasting and such, but like it's fine. But that's day two. We're on day one at the moment. So like day one, we did stuff with there was a panel for the Avatar cast. That was so American pronouncing. Holy shit. Um No, cool. They gave out like some like I don't remember much on what happened at the panel, so I'm gonna be so real. I should have wrote down all the advice we were given for things. Um but like they were cool. Then after that one was the Brandon. So Brandon had two panels. He had one on the Friday and one on the Sunday. Um, how Brandon came up on the stage was mad fucking funny both times. So on day one, because I'll get onto the how he did it on day three when I get to day three. But like on day one, he just came up onto the stage, grabbed the announcer, and just did the stage make out thing. It was so fucking funny. So that was a fun thing to witness. Yeah. Brandon's Q&A panel was fun. Like most of the panels are Q&A panels. Uh and usually we'll have like a host, like one of the hosts of the Armageddon being sitting there on the couch with the guests. Unless it's like a big panel, then he'll be like off on the side or not or doing something else. So Brandon ones was interesting. Apparently he leaked too much at his previous convention about season 3. Um and is probably going to be in some big trouble. I don't know what was leaked because a lot of people swore secrecy at the previous con. But it did get apparently uploaded somewhere. I'm changing the music, don't mind me. No. Sure. Um so that's kind of funny. Um what else did he ask? Apparently with his roles, he doesn't like he's never had to properly audition because either like most roles he's gotten were things he either created or the characters were written with him in mind. So that's kind of cool. He also said some fire fucking lines in the day 3 one, and I'm like, I gotta hold off. Not that one yet. Not that one yet. um, yeah, that was cool. What are those two panels that I went to on that day? Yes. Yes, good for him. Yeah. Um, And then I was basically going around and spent so much money at the artist alley. Would y'all like to see what I bought? Would you like to see my haul for day one? Because it's nuts. It's also, like I said, the only things I have prepped in advance. So, what is missing from this one? Specific. Where am I? Wee. There we go. I'm missing 2 stickers from this, and I didn't get to take photos of them before the stream. So I'm missing like a Starfire sticker and a Raven sticker from this, but don't judge me. I like my stickers. And also they're like cheaper and easier to like, you know. I like to try to buy stuff from as many artists as possible at artist alleys, but I only have so much money. So the easiest way of doing that is buying stickers, because stickers are usually the cheapest option that people are selling. Because like, I'm a fellow artist. I want to support my fellow artists. So we have, yeah, I'm so sad that when I took this photo, the Eevee got kind of blurred out from the light, so my apologies, Ash. So, there were what I've noticed of what they've been doing for the last couple of years is that some of the artists will band together and do sticker rallies. I only found out about the Date Everything one on the day one, and it wasn't until date 3 that I find out there was quite a few other ones. Like, there was one for Knights of Guinevere. There was an Avatar one. Listen, it's funny. The wings are really cool. Like, as soon as I saw them, I was just like, oh, I must have. So these are kind of in spot with the artists that they are from. I'm not going to be able to like name all the artists. So I apologize in that regard. But I can like zoom in on so I just so for how the sticker rally works, you can no longer see me. This is fine. How sticker rally works is you would have to go to each stall that was involved, and depending on what kind it is. Yes, I would like a Stereon. Don't judge me. But yeah, so like you'd have to buy something for from each stall, and they'll give you a sticker to put on your rally sheet. And once you have all 5, you'll go to the person who's hosting it, and they'll give you your prize, which is a sticker set. So sometimes, like with the very first one I did, which was a Stardew Valley one, sometimes you just had to like either like answer a question or something like that, and you would get the sticker. But like this one was, you had to actually pay for all of them. Which is fine. I don't mind usually, because like it's like just like at least buy like one item or like minimum $5 purchase. I'm like, that makes sense. That's fine. You support the artist while you're doing it and whatnot. So I have the ones that are around here. So I got this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one were part of the sticker set, so I completed it very quickly. So I don't remember the names. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the paper? Where's the paper? Where the fuck is it? Hold on. Not that paper. The other paper. So I forgot the names of the characters. I'm gaily with BS. So this character here is Dishy. And so the Hespen Hotel sticker, the Thick Thighs Dumbass, and the Spreadsheet Queer were all the stickers that I bought from the person that made this. I know, it's so cute. Tony, I think this is Tony. I think he's like a tool shed or something. I have not unlocked him in the game yet. So the Tony stickers were from Live, Laugh, Love. I've been here the whole time, and the I Can Fix Him stickers were all from that person. The Dorian stickers, Dorian my beloved, I had to get the Kakapo. A lot of the Kiwi artists here will like sell like New Zealand like native bird merch and stuff like that. Like I have a collection of native bird pride stickers that I got from a previous convention. So like they'd also do like fun things like that. Like it's really cute. And also like these are Pukeko chicks, by the way. These ones here. Um, the Dorian sticker uh was made by the person who made these two stickers. So the Spyro sticker, this is their mascot, and Momo and Pabu acrylic chain. Um, the listen, I can fix them. Um, Rebel, which is the rubber ducky, um, is did these three here. Um, and then the Betty, I bought so much stuff from the the person who made Betty. The Betty sticker. So I bought from them. I'm pretty sure it is the Pukeka Prides. This Soul sticker. So Soul is a Warrior Cats character. I don't fucking remember them, but like I saw the fact that they were like calico coded, and I was like, representation. um, the Horus Persisted. So do I. The Raven one here. And the I can't fucking read this one. Hold on. Eek. Work responsibilities. I'm just a cat. I'm just a kitty. That's that one. So they made those stickers. Yeah, Spyro. I love Spyro and the Egg Boy. Um, so those are like the 5 artists that made the sticker rally. Um, which their names are. Because I actually just had their names right in front of me right now. So the one that made Dishy stuff is Impish Bazaar. The one that made the Tony stuff is Devil Fella. The one that made Dorian stuff is can I pronounce this right? It's Slavily. It's about Slavily. The one that made the Rebel stuff is Disorderly Fae, and the one that made the Betty stuff is Fade Out. I just happen to have their names on hand. Never mind. Can I name everyone else? No, and I apologize profusely. So I've got like a couple of like fun little stickers. So these two are from the same artist. These two, I think, were no, I don't think they're from the same artist. I think they're from elsewhere. They came with the moths, so like this section here. Yes. So I bought the two sticker sheets, the 3 butterflies, the I'm pretty sure Starion came with them along with the dragon. Was the dragon with you? I don't. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Those stickers. Those stickers came with these 2 sticker sheets. I think the ram also came with the in that purchase. The two Robins, the gay IDs, the evolutions, and the Yowie one is all from. Yes, I had to get the drugs. Are all from the same artist. Sebastian, the Kiki, and the what am I forgetting? My favorite fucking manga. In the Witch Hat characters, Witch Hat Atelier characters are all from the same thing. I must buy my Pride merch. Apparently, one of the vendors that like I think sold out. Like I bought one of their last like things, and they were like, yeah, no, surprisingly, uh, Pride merch does better at conventions than it does at Pride release. I'm like, damn. So yeah, these are the main characters from Witch Hat Atelier. Ash, by the way. Um, and so everything else, which is the bipolar express, the wings, the drugs, the clicker foxes, are from the same artist. Yeah. Remember when I was talking about Witch Hat Atelier and Melody server? These two witches down here with their apprentices right here. These are the main characters. The fact that it does not show my mouse, that makes this so much sadder. You'll see them more. I bought more Witch Hat Atelier merch. It's fine. Yeah. The only ones missing from that is a Starfire sticker and Raven sticker that I got from another vendor. So yeah, that's the day 1 haul. my feet absolutely hated me after day one. Then we moved to day two, so that was the Saturday. I went to 3 panels. Um, what were they? What were they? So it was Andy Serkis first. Um, and apparently, like one of the things that I remember the most from like that panel is the fact that like he was given the question of if he could start one of from a character that he's already played before, if he could start doing them from scratch again, who would it be? And he said Caesar, because he didn't actually get enough time to like fully like learn how the movements of an ape and such, like through like the adolescence and things like that. And I thought that was pretty neat. But his panel was cool. I know that we're getting a second Batman movie. I didn't know that. If you guys know that, I didn't know that. Um, and so like from that, he told us he's going to be like directing a film here. I'm assuming it's the Hobbit related because he's scouting out places for more Middle Earth stuff, and then he's going to dash back over to the States to film as Alfred for the next Batman movie, and then come back here to finish doing post production for the movie. I understand that cons attract a significant amount of the gays, but how does Pride merch sell better there than at the actual Pride events? I'm assuming it's because like some people don't know the Pride events are on, but Armageddon's like and like conventions and stuff is just like let known easier because it's got a bigger audience because you've got all the nerds and geeks and other things involved as well. Keep thinking of things that happened in fucking day 3 Brandon's panel. I'll come back to it. I promise. I promise. Yeah, lots of travel. Which is funny because of what Morrison mentioned in his day 3 panel, which I'm not gonna get to yet. And so Andy's one was cool, and then we had a bit of a break. I think. Hold on. Well, what are my things? What are my things? I actually have like photos for like the things. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So I had a bit of a break to go have like lunch and stuff. Going like I only had like an hour between the things, and so like I was stuck in line because it was like lunch. It was lunchtime, so a lot of people like, and also on the busiest day, and so I was just waiting to try to get the crepes. Ran up. I had like, and then once I got them and had gotten a drink to have with them because the vendors weren't selling drinks with the crepes, they were just making crepes. It was like 20 minutes until Timurera's panel. And so I was just shoveling these crepes down my mouth. So I didn't get to enjoy them well. And I was 5 minutes late to the panel. And so he's apparently starts off like his panels when he's not home. Because Timura is Kiwi. He usually starts off his ones across broad with like a karakira, which is like kind of like a prayer kind of thing. And like he doesn't do that here because he's home. And so like I came in like since I was 5 minutes late, I've missed like the big spiel and stuff, but like he came in, he was basically talking about like his roles as Jango Fett. And like he got a little like, and like he's a very jokester kind of guy. And so it was like, taking the whole thing in stride, being like, they like made me stand like this so then they could like edit me flying around, and yeah, I just looks kind of stupid just standing like this, and he'd like pull the pose of what he does before like he takes off. And so like he had like some really fun things like that. He also performed. Like he did like he was doing Wyatters, as in like he was like doing like songs and stuff in between questions and such like that. And so a couple of the songs, I don't remember most of them in terms of the names of the songs, but the one song he did on that panel that I do know the name of was one of the David Bowie songs. I don't actually know the name of the song. But it's the Major Tom one because it reminds him the most of Boba. Yeah, he's jokes. He's cool. And then after that one was Robbie Damon's panel. He's a nice guy. in a good way, not in the, tilts fedora nice guy kind of guy. No, he's a very chill dude, a very sweet dude. He's him and like a couple of the other like people have been in the country since the previous convention that was 2 weekends ago in another city, and so him and his family have just been doing a whole tour of New Zealand over the last 2 weeks. um which I think that's very sweet. He absolutely loves it here, and I'm like, of course he would. Like, our country's so pretty. Um, and like, was mentioning some stuff about the thank you, Ash. That one. Um, yeah, he was mentioning like some fun things. Like he also taught us like some advice. Some advice that I remember is like, if you want to do voice acting, um, basically go find your favorite VAs and listen to their voice reels. So like the voice reels is basically, um, it seems like a nice place and not for the locals. I mean, a vast majority of the locals are nice, just like anywhere else. But we're very appreciative of our country and what we've got here. We're very much like a whānau kind of, which is a community, like family here. Um, we love our country and we want to, protect what makes it. Um, yeah, like Robbie was giving advice of like listen to your favorite VA's voice reels. So voice reels are like 60 seconds roughly. Like it does vary over the years. Of just the different voices you can do. Um and basically listen to those and copy their formats to make your own. So his one is very much more like a start off with your best voices, um, and then in the middle to the ones you're not as good with, and then end off with a banger. Start with your actual like normal. Yes, yes, I can, Ash. That is definitely it. Um, so um, basically gives advice of like start off with your strongest voices because like these companies when they're like auditioning and stuff for like different roles and things, like they get over like 2,000 like entries, and so they most likely will only listen to the first 10 seconds, so make the first like 10-15 seconds like your best, to like hook them to listen to the rest. um and so like me as someone who likes to do voices and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm noting this down, I'm noting this down. Because I think it'd be cool to do voice acting. And also as a theater kid, I just like doing performances in general. I'm much better with a script than with improv. Hence why streams, we law streams get even more interesting if it's not like if it's like a purely improv stream. Dear law stream, dear God. The artwork does seem fun. It does. And also like with Brandon brought this up more than Robbie did, I think. In the third day, but like because we're on the topic, I will state it for here. It's very much like voice acting is a lot different to in terms of just normal acting, because when you are doing like acting, um that is very much you are using your body as well as your voice and your expressions, how you move, how you speak. You're using your entire body to portray your character. With the voice acting, you are only using your voice. So you have to be able to use your voice in a way to fully act out your character. And when I mean it like that, I mean like you have to put in a lot of emotion, a lot of how you use your voice to like fully get towards what your character is. So like if you're doing sad stuff, because I'm angsty, you have to make your voice sound like you're literally close to tears and like have like a lot of emotion build up and things like that. Which so that's a lot harder than, because you're only using your voice. That's the only thing that's coming from you. And so like it's mentioned that like sometimes if you get like people that aren't voice actors as guest stars on shows like that, you can hear the difference of how bland their voices are because they're not used to it. And I do agree, law streams do seem to be a pretty good way to practice VA stuff. Um, it's how my mutual buddy Chaos was doing like voice acting stuff, because like he did He does voice, he does law streams. He still does. And like he's gotten some small like voice acting gigs from that. Also, if you hear the man's voice, he's a deep voiced British man. Um, he sounds like a villain. He's very good at that. Um, he's actually like if you guys have seen Cybe's stuff, um for this stuff for Myth, if you've ever seen The Collector, there was one of the videos that they did with involving The Collector, and the Collector had voice lines. That's Chaos. That's what Chaos's voice sounds like. um he's cool. Yeah, so like hearing like all like these things, I'm just furiously noting down so then I can also practice that kind of stuff, because like I miss acting, but so I have to, you know, use my, yeah. So Myth V has a character called the Collector. If you pay attention to their lore, you'll know who that is. The reason why they are how they are right now. They weren't originally a tiefling. Just pay attention to the lore. Yeah, there's that. Teehee. Yes, he is a massive asshole. I'll allow that through, actually. There we go. But yeah, voice acting is a lot, and I appreciate the people that do it. I would love to also do that, so I also need to, you know, do practicing myself in that regard. Like two wings and tortured her, if I recall. Exactly. Yes. Yes. That's not how Chaos is like. That's just literally his character, and he has the very good voice for it. Like literally, when V was like, "I'm trying to find someone for this," I'm like, "I know exactly who. Let me contact him. let me like link you two up real quick." It does. It's a lot of. It's very much like a tip that Brandon gave like on his first panel was like because vocal warm-ups is something you need to do to like get into things. So like he'll do like calls with like people beforehand. He'll also do like this trick with like a straw and a water, and just kind of like blow like certain bubbles and like certain like in certain ways. I don't know how to describe it via just words because he was doing visuals while he was doing it. So like there's like all these are like tips and tricks that these voice actors were giving. I'm just like noting them down furiously. Like my best acting in terms of like Minecraft lore would probably be like the nation's finale, I think. In this one moment when the consul kills the bard in front of Panada, in front of everyone in the stronghold. Like this is like, no, it wasn't with the flame. This is actually in the actual finale. Everyone remembers me as the person that screamed out Ivy no during the finale because I had like so much like emotion in my voice. It's great. It's great. It's literally all that like it was really funny when finding out people were like, "Oh yeah, you're the person that was like really distraught like during like this particular moment of the finale." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." That me. So yeah, it's like fun little things like that. I would love to be able to get into more projects though, so then I can like, you know, use my voice because I haven't used it in voice act and like doing like stuff like Minecraft streams or like just lore SMP stuff for like a year. Because I'm pretty sure like ODS ended in March and I've just been doing Mythcraft like ages, so it makes sense you become attached to characters. Yeah. And also acting. Because I knew that Panada would be very emotional in that time, especially because the bard was once well, Panada get a speaking role soon. You're just gonna have to find out. I can't reveal anything. Anyways, back to the con stuff. So there's a fucking I touched it. Ew. disgusting. There's a fly flying around right now. Um, uh, but I just got distracted so badly. Where am I? Kimura. Yeah. That one. So his stuff was cool, and then it was Robbie's panel. Robbie's panel was really awesome. Nasty little critter, for real, for real. Like, they keep popping around. I'm like, boy, fuck off. Yeah, Robbie's panel was cool. We learned some information of like the fact that like he was the one that actually came up with the idea for Date Everything, because they were like, okay, we could totally make a game. And so he was just like, okay, what's like the biggest stuff, like dating sims? What hasn't been done yet? Why don't we just like, you know, date anything? Kind of thing. And so like that was kind of like how it was pitched, and eventually like the following day, they're like some of the friends were like, hey, can we actually do that? So him, Ray Chase, and I can't remember the other person, but their name begins with a name. They're the ones that like helped make Date Everything be a thing. And we also found out that like the original person who voiced Johnny Splash pulled out the day of, and so Robbie stepped in. So that's kind of cool. To learn information, because like all I will say about my run through with Date Everything at the moment is that getting with the laundry hamper or the toaster, certainly unique takes. I don't like the laundry hamper. I like the dirty clothes inside it, because I've also just unlocked them in my playthrough. Because the laundry hamper and the dirty laundry are in a abusive relationship. And like they literally give you a warning when you unlock them, being like, hey, so we do have some very uncertain themes that may not be suitable for certain people due to like triggers and things like that. Do you want to proceed with this? This is what it has, and it like abusive relationships and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So yeah, laundry hamper and dirty laundry are in an abusive relationship. So I'm like, okay, interesting. But all I will say, really, more for like my run, because y'all aren't going to see my run until the social experiment is complete. I have actually like only, because I very recently started playing the game for myself. For the streams, I've only completed 2 people out of the 100. And one of them is Johnny Splash. So I was just like, that's kind of funny. Ash, you can't use any of this information against me. I'm not going into any detail of anything. So, suck it. You just gotta wait. So yeah, finding out about that information about, like, Date Everything is really interesting. No. He's the shower. He's the shower, yeah. Because his whole thing is that, you know, like, you know, how singing in the shower and like how you're like off keying kind of thing. That's his whole deal, and he like does like Elvis things. Yeah, yeah, he's the Elvis one. um, I really was just walking around and just like going like, you know what? Might as well do the shower. It finds Johnny Splash. Oh yeah, it's this guy. um, yeah. So Robbie voices the Hanks, which are the 5 hangers in one of the closets, as well as Johnny Splash, which is the shower. And so like I kept that in mind. It was literally because I wanted to get one autograph from one of the people from this thing. I was thinking either Brandon or Robbie, mainly because they were cheaper than these two. And like I also watched these two content more because like I'm a fan of the Helliverse. And also I like Date Everything. I like Critical Role, and I probably do know some of Robbie's works. I just don't know him as Robbie. And so like it was literally after Robbie's panel that I decided, yeah, I'm gonna go get my autograph for Robbie. Because I feel like I could approach him better. Out of the two, because I am incredibly socially anxious to talk to people, especially people that are have a bigger following than I do. Um, and like more just essentially just better known. Um, I don't fanboy or get like straight up like paralysis unless it's someone that like I fancy. Um, so that's only happened with me once with the fucking. It's only happened to me once during like the autograph stuff. But I handled it as best as I could. I almost fumbled with it though, but it was fine. Being a fan of the Helliverse is quite a time at the moment. I mean, we're currently in a bit of limbo as things are being made. Like literally, Brandon's going back to work on season 3 of Helliver, I think. I don't actually know what he's working on at the moment. I can't remember what he said in the panels. Um, but he's gonna be in trouble. For accidentally spoiling some of season 3. Um, so yeah, that's basically day 2. Let's pull up the. I do not want that song actually. Hold on. No. Sure. Um, let's pull up the day 2 haul. Now, day 1 haul was crazy. The rest are very small, I promise. So day 2 haul is ba ba da ba 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 this. So I'm gonna be very frank. I have bought multiple of the strawberry bear one. Um, but I only showed one in the haul. Because like with that one, I have actually don't tell the others. Bear team, you already know this, but just shush. You hear nothing. Last year, I bought those stickers for each member of Bear Team, but this was before Miles was a part of Bear Team, so he didn't have his own yet. And so this year I bought him his own, and also a couple of spares in case, because I don't actually know where half of the stickers are at the moment. So the Griffin is actually, if I know my boy correctly, that is Trico from The Last Guardian. And I absolutely adored The Last Guardian. I never finished the game, but I love Trico so much. His mechanics are shit, but like I fucking love that boy so much. Yeah, the FNAF plush, the FNAF ones, and the bear are from the same person. The red panda is from someone completely different. The full witch hat are from the same person, and the raven and the trico are from the same person. So I wasn't going to buy the charm until I noticed a certain thing. So like that, what that artist had was like trash. It was like trash and treasure. So there were raccoon ones for the trash, which were holding like different ornaments, and then the treasure ones were the birds with different ornaments that they were holding. I'm a sucker for corvids, and I am a sucker for keys. And so when I noticed that one of the ravens was holding a key, like the other one, like there were like 3 there if I remember correctly. One was holding scissors, and I don't remember what the third one was holding, but one was holding a key, and I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? I'm taking it. That one was an impulse buy along with Trico. So corvids are very cute. I love them with all my heart. And so I'm very upset that like New Zealand had their own raven, but it went extinct over 500 years ago. I'm so upset over it. I'm so fucking upset over it. Instead, we have your fucking magpies over here. That's the closest we're gonna get. Um, I don't know. They like went extinct like over 15, like before 1500. So if it was due to humanity, it was due to like maybe like over uh predation of the Maori people. I don't think it was. I think it was probably like another thing that made them go extinct. I actually don't remember the exact reason, so don't take anything that I'm saying as legit in that regard. I genuinely cannot remember how they went extinct. Um Pity, very much pity. That was so fucking cool. Like, I remember like finding out this knowledge when I was in like my design school because I was like looking up like I don't remember why I was looking up corvids. Um, I think I was looking up like New Zealand birds for like a certain parts of the project I was doing at the time. Um, and found out that we had our own raven species that was extinct, and Australian had their own crow, I believe. Um, I think that's also extinct because I don't think you guys have that anymore. Um, and I was like, what the fuck do you mean we had our own raven? Ravens are my thing! What the fuck? So I was very upset. Um, and like literally my classmates, because this was after class, but like a lot of us stay behind after class to actually do our work. And so like literally like a couple of my classmates just hear me go, what the fuck? It's really funny. Yeah, so the top left of the witch hat stuff. Um I can do this and then do this. Did you get a better view of them? Because I love them. So I just realized he's got his little like poop hole. That's so funny. So the thing at the top, the little white thing, that kind of looks like a worm, like you know the little worm toys, but without like the long snozzle, and also with feet. That is a brush buddy. It's one of the many fantastical creatures in the world of Witch Atelier. Um, they are adorable, and I want one. uh, Witch Atelier is about like this. The girl with the green hair. Her name is Coco. She is has always wanted to do magic. She's always wanted to be a witch. Um, but you know she's not had the ability to. Because the whole way that witches become witches is secret to society. There's this whole fucking lore reason as to why. Um, and she stumbles upon a witch by the name of Kiefer. He's the guy with the white hair. Um, he was basically like around and he was doing some things. And Coco went against his wishes and spied on him, doing magic, and so she learned how in that regard. And then she did, you know, magic that you're not supposed to do, caused a lot of problems, and so to kind of help her, Kiefer's taken her under his wing. And he's got like three other apprentices, um, and they're really cute. Riech is one of them, which is the blue haired one, there. And I love the series so much. The beans. It's so good. I'm in like a really angsty part of the story. But I'm like a year behind with the manga. If anyone wants to know where I'm about, I don't. The internet is often the opinion that it was Polynesian arrival later. Ah, okay. Okay, is of the opinion that it was the Polynesian arrival. Okay. Yeah, no, fair enough. Depending on like how they were doing things, could lead to their extinction. I don't know. Because there is a thing about like over hunting, which is why the moa went extinct. But I'm pretty sure they went. I can't remember if they went extinct before or after the foreigners. I'm pretty sure it's after, but not by much. I think they're like dwindling on the way. I can't remember my own history. Uh, I'm just a Pakeha that like did pay attention but didn't retain the information well. I apologize severely. Um, yeah, I love Witch Hat with all my heart. So, I highly recommend that. I'm I'm somewhere in the 60s in terms of the chapters. I think. I think. But I'm not entirely sure. I own the first 12 volumes and read online a few chapters past that. So I can really state. Um, it is interesting. God, I love it. I love the fact that like some people are like, hey, gonna get a little controversial here, but like everyone's like, hey, if you want really cool magic stuff and loved Harry Potter but don't want to deal with the turf stuff, Which head out Leah has found family and has a really cool magic system, way better than the stuff in Harry Potter. So, yeah, I like this stuff. And the anime is coming out this month. Apparently tomorrow, and I'm like, the fuck do you mean, Twitter? What do you mean it's coming out tomorrow? I thought it was next week. I gotta find out where I can watch that. I'm curious because I'm very opinionated on it. How do you feel about the de-extinction things that have been making progress? As in bringing back extinct people? I mean, not people. Species. If that's the case, yeah. Gotta figure out my own opinions real quick. Things die for a reason, but I'm also really into genetics. So understanding how they're kind of like trying to bring back species, but they're not exactly the species is fucking fascinating from a genetics and biology point of view. I'm not sure how ethical it is. Especially because, you know, if we pretend we have the power of God as humanity, I fear for what could happen in the future. Because we do not need to have that kind of, ego. Us as humans should not have that kind of ego. And I say that as someone who has played God complex characters before. I know how bad it can be. We do not, as a species, need that. But no, genetics I find interesting. I like the idea in theory, but actually like doing the practical work, no. Not really, no. I think if a species died naturally, then it's just nature. But when we are directly responsible for their extinction, then we owe it to... Okay, fair. But also, we should have learned better in terms of all the other species we've already lost so far. Stop doing that and do better ways to bring them back. Or not bring them back, but like bring them back from the brink. Don't like fully kill them off. But history just keeps repeating itself. Because a lot of species are still being actively killed off by humans to this day. And I hate it. And I want it to stop. But are we going to? No, because we're power greedy. We want money. As a species, and I fucking hate capitalism. Anyways. Anyways, we got some silly things. So day 3, I think, is what we're on now. Yes. Day 3 was funny in terms of like, also a shorter day because it was Easter Sunday. Yeah, what was I saying? Good thing we're on to day 3 now. Like, I don't have to try to remember what the fuck I was talking about for the end of day 2. I will say that I was slowly finding it harder and harder to get out of bed over the days. So I had to get up really early, and then like I learned like roughly when I could leave the house to go get breakfast, because I did not have the time to make breakfast at home. So I would or make enough that would be like, you know, sustain me throughout most of the day. So I would go get breakfast from a shop, try to eat that in time before my public transport to get me to the venue. And so like that window of being able to sit and eat my breakfast in full got shorter and shorter each day, to the point that on day 3 as I got out so late, was that I was able to eat half of my food, pack it away in my bag. Give your cat pets from me. Thank you. So I was only able to eat half of my breakfast, packed it up, put it in my bag, took it with me to the con, and when I had a moment of reprieve, went up to where an eating area was and finished off my breakfast. That was wild. Um, so the first thing I did as soon okay, so we were delayed entry into the con on the third day because like there are these like so here are like the doors and it's a double window, double doored. All this bit here is like glass, but it's like it's got like it's on like little banister bits like that, and then it's got like this massive like bit up here. It's also got like things. So all of this is glass. All of that is glass, and they delayed us from entry because we had three fucking seagulls just up here and they wouldn't leave. So one of the staff had to get a ladder up onto like this part because like there's actually like a walkway bit here that's like for like staff access and things like that. And so like they had to get a guy up on a ladder to try and like shoo them off. And it was not working at all. And so we were like delayed like 5 minutes. So we were allowed in like 5 minutes after it was supposed to open. No success. And and there's also like a fourth one just like outside being like, bro, get my people. I need my people. But like, because like seagulls are dumb. And you know how birds can't see glass. So they would just keep like flying up and banging into the glass and then just like flying back down or flying elsewhere. They didn't die. Every time that they didn't get enough momentum when they hit the glass to actually do damage, at least not like death damage, like they probably were actually hurting themselves because they were continuously bumping into it. But like it was a funny show. Like a lot of us were actually just yelling out ideas for the guy to like of what he could do. But I don't think he could hear us. At least not too well. The poor critters for real. And also we did have like a couple of sparrows also stuck in the area as well. So like during like Brandon's panel, a little later on the day, he got distracted by a bird that flew across the fucking stage. It was so funny. Yeah, like we were all telling like the guy to like grab the birds and such, but like the birds were like would like kind of sometimes would like fly like they were looking like they were going to come out the thing, but they don't. They just go bonk and fall down again. We're like guys, seagulls are dumb. So that's the thing. Um, and so like as soon as we were allowed into the door, um, I also gotta mention that like I had a parasol on day 3, because I was like I'm not gonna bring because I use my parasol as a cane. I wasn't gonna bring my cane on days 1, at least on day 1, because I'm like I kind of want to be able to have the freedom of that because like you do get kind of restricted with a cane, in terms of like free hands and stuff like that. I'm like I kind of want to have day 1 for free stuff, and that's probably when my body is at my best. I don't think I'll need a cane today. And I was like that for the first 2 days. And on the third day, I'm like, okay, I have a lot more wear and tear now. I feel like it might be best just in case to bring it. And so I brought it with me. And so like kind of like hobbling around on it on some occasions. 'Cause sometimes I did actually need it. And so like as soon as I got in the hall, I fucking beelined it to where the autograph section was. Because where it was in the stadium, I kind of like you have to like buy a token for your autograph before you can go line up and do the thing. And we had very limited time slots to do it. So like you had 10:30 to 12:30 in the morning sections, and then 2 to 3 on the Sunday and Friday days for the afternoon, but it was 2 to 4 on like the Saturday because they stopped about like an hour before the con shut for the day. And so I immediately beelined to buy my token because I wanted to attend 2 panels, and they were during the time that like I needed to like so basically my schedule was panel. So it was chill time, then panel, 2 p.m. hits. Like, the second panel will end at 2 p.m. So I had to fucking sprint my ass to go get the autograph. Or line up for it, because I didn't know how big the line was going to be, and I wanted to get it within the hour that we had. And so, I made sure that I already had my token. So I sped ran right to where you buy the tokens, bought my token, and then just wandered around the hall. And so they actually, I was glad I was the first one for like that particular person, because he was having problems with the machine. And so I was like, well, we were trying to figure out like the tech issues. I'm just like, I'm glad this is happening now and not later on when there's people, hey. And it's just like, yeah. So I was fine with being the guinea pig, because I knew for a fact that, like, if we were having these problems now, they can resolve it before they have to deal with, you know, a long line of people. So after that, I was able to walk around for a bit. So I did a lap, then had my breakfast, and then made it down for... So why I was also very limited of the time that I had here was because in the 10:30 to 12:30 time, Robbie wasn't going to be there. Because Robbie was doing kind of like a one-shot for a TTRPG on the main stage. So I wouldn't have any of the morning time to go do the stuff. I only had 1 hour window. Because in the other times he was going to be doing signatures, I would be attending the panels. So I was just like, oh, I have such limited time. I gotta make sure I do everything right. So I have I do a lap, go have my breakfast, and I come back down, and it's about like 20 minutes before their thing ends. And so I get to sit and watch like the end part of their TTRPG, which is called Monster of the Week. It's a Kiwi, like I think it's written by Kiwis. I don't know. The creator was there. And so I forgot something on day 2. So I will stay like, if I can, we'll stay the entire day for each day. And so I didn't really have much to do on the final hour of day 2. So we're backtracking. And on the final panel, which went until closing, they phrased it on the sheet as like Call of Cthulhu TTRPG. It wasn't like them playing a game or anything. It was just people that have like been in the system in Wellington, and not in Wellington, but in New Zealand. What their like thing was like. Basically, it was like a Q&A for them on like what's it like to work on this kind of stuff as someone from being in New Zealand, because we had people that like had worked in Weta, had people that had created like their own like TTRPG stuff. One of the person owns one of the stores in the city. So we got stuff from like the retail perspective of it. And so like it was like, you know what, this is going on. I don't really have anything to do. I don't really want to go home early. So I'm just gonna sit down and listen. It was pretty interesting thing to listen into. So there's that bit. Anyways, getting back onto day 3. So also like once like I had a game plan on what I was buying on day 3 as well. Because when I was going around for like the last 2 days, there were like things that I really wanted to get, which you will see in a moment. Which was an Iron Lung This Is Fine sticker, and a wood charm of Kiefer and Ollie from Witch Hat. So they're the two, like, I'll get into the lore when I can show you what they look like. Yeah, those are like the things I wanted to buy. So like after I got the autograph, I went and hunted for the stalls that sell those things, bought them, and then had a nice meander around for a lap. Then had my breakfast. Then went to go finish watching Robbie's little thing. Then we had the panel that I wanted to do, which this is now 12, which was Brandon's panel. So now I can get into the things that I was trying not to bring up for Brandon's first panel. So, he mentioned some really interesting things, like, and he also did like a different thing this time around when coming onto the stage. Instead, he sat on the person's lap. He sat on the owner's lap instead. And then he was just like, they kind of like made like a bit of a noise of them, like kind of being like, why are we doing this? And then like, so he's like, oh, sorry, there's an actual seat. Oh, cool. I was wondering why there was a pineapple. Anyways, so dumb. Brandon's humor is very, very niche. He got a little bit. I have a quote from him that I'm gonna say a little later. And for people, I'll actually do the disclaimer when I do it. But like, he was kind of like talking about like some like fun things about like the fact of like, he got serious for a bit. And then like that serious stuff was just like talking about like, the fact that like he can't actually get an agency in LA because they're so obviously Brandon's a queer boy. And so like people there are some agencies that will hire gays for the straight people audience. He's not that. And people will like have on their agency gay people for a gay audience. He's not that. His niche in his terms is like is queerdos. Is like alt gays. I'm like it was like yes, I quite like the fact like he referred to us as like queerdos, and I'm like, you know, that's actually kind of fitting. That's honestly kind of fitting because we're wacky, we're alternative, and we're queer. Like that's very fitting in that regard. And then like he he made some like interesting, you know, political jokes as you do about the fact like he had less fear of being deported in New Zealand than he did in his own country. We all know what that means. I don't have to go into that. Um, Aside from this one quote, that I'm going to give a disclaimer now. This word is considered a slur. However, some people, because it's this thing in the LGBT community, is that some of us will take back words that were previously used or are currently being used as slurs for us. But some of us are also not okay with like we want to like remove those words. It's very much like a depends on the audience that you're with. Will depend on the words you state. For example, yeah, some people want to reclaim the words. Other people just want to keep them just out of the thing in general. It's so depending on the people you are with will depend on the words you will say. An example of this, there is a word that is used for lesbians that begins with the letter D. My lesbian grandparents use that because that's what they identify as. And I will not take that from them. So there are people like that. So I will state I am stating this as quoting him and also as a queer person. I'm not a big fan of this word, but I am one, quoting Brandon. Two, I am a queer person. In theory, I am allowed to say this word, and I'm not meaning it in a derogatory way. I'm meaning it in a reclaiming way. Yeah, the same thing with the word queer. So to quote Brandon, I'm a brown faggot in Trump's America. Is a quote that he stated, and got an applause from the audience. I'm like, yeah, you pop off, king. Yeah. So yeah, I quite like that panel more so than the first one. So that was kind of cool. And then the panel that came after that was Timura's second panel for the con. So I actually got to sit and like see the whole thing from the first thing. So I made a dumb decision. I've seen that word crop up more recently, come and think of it. Yeah, people tend to not use that word or the shorthand version of it, which is just the first three letters of it. Instead, people will just like censor it by saying bundle of sticks, because that's what the word actually was used for before it became a derogatory term and slur for queer people. So it's like how gay used to mean the word happy, and how queer used to be the word like a slang word for weird, like or peculiar. So it's kind of funny in that regard. Um, this is an interesting time for this song, but I'm gonna keep playing it because I like it. Um, and so I was sitting in the wrong spot for this panel. So it was I had like a second row view, which was nice. I was also right by the walkway for what had the when the guests come up and down on the stage. But like I was right by a speaker. And I have very sensitive hearing. And so I could just feel my left ear hurting as the more that the people were speaking. So I had to actually put one of my earbuds because I when I'm not with people, I will walk around with headphones in, well, specifically earbuds, wired head earbuds. And so I'll be like listening to stuff when I'm not speaking to people, or if I'm like walking for a while, so I have something to like keep my mind busy. And so I just popped the earbud in. I didn't have any music in. I just popped the earbud in to kind of act as like you know, the forgot what they are. Like little earmuffs that you use when you're at a concert, so then you don't like lose your hearing. So I kind of put my earbud in to try and act as a bit of a barrier like that. Didn't have anything playing, it was just in there as a barrier. Yeah, it's a sound buffer. Um so then I could still sit where I was and still like enjoy the con. And so when Timura came off, because like he had to go take a flight to back home after the panel. And so like when he came off, he was giving everyone that was by the way out knuckle bumps. And so I got to knuckle bump with Timurera, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is cool. And like he also did his like singing stuff as well. He also did a Maori song, but my brain can't remember the name of it for the life of me, and I feel really fucking bad about it because I'm like, this is like the culture of my country. How do I not remember this? But yeah, his stuff was cool. He's very jokester kind of guy. Talked about the fact that he got to have 10K in travel fares by doing a voice line that was 8 words long for an advert for Air New Zealand. And I found that fucking hilarious. Yeah. So that was cool. So like as soon as like he'd walked off, I counted to like until he was like out of sight. So it didn't look like I was actively ready to just leave the area. Wait until he like everyone was like starting to pack up and like go off but to make room for like the next panel. Fucking got up and power walked my ass back to where the autograph stuff was so I could like do the autographs because we now had an hour. And so we waited for Robbie to be set up. The VIPs came first, and then the line that I was in because I did not pay VIP. Fuck that. I only have so much money to spend at these cons. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe if it's from like someone that like I admire Robbie, I admire Brandon and stuff, but like if you find like one of like my top tier fucking actors or stuff that I would be really, really interested in doing VIP for, or if like this venue was actually offering some decent shit for VIP, then I would think about it. But no, I was in the regular line. And in the regular line with me, we had like some people that were cosplaying from My Hero, I believe. Um, it's been I never watched the anime. And I had people tell me I followed YouTubers that basically talk about the plot for the manga, so I'm kind of like in the fandom but not, so I don't remember the names of these people, but I'm pretty sure one of them was the rabbit girl. I don't remember her name, and then the other one was, fuck, what's her name, BDSM one. It's got midnight in the name, I believe. I think like there was those two characters. And then the two people before me, because we had to like with the lines. So like, here's what the people would be. So it's like separated like this for like each person. So like the stuff for like where all the like photos and stuff of autographs are here. And then they'd have like, usually it'd either be the person would be here and then like a little helper would be here. Sometimes it was the other way around. And so then you would have the VIP line here. And then you would have the other line, but like here. So, like, and you couldn't like go here, so like space and stuff. And so if this line got way too long, what they would do is they would snake it like this. So we were snaked around. So I was a part of like this section here, like I was here, and we had the two My Hero people here, and then we had two people here. So these two people, one was cosplaying Filza, and did like a really detailed like take on like the whole like pro stuff. Like they had like a cape that was like shaped a bit like with like wings and stuff, and they had this really cool Totem of Undying design. I didn't ask for a photo because I am very respectful for that kind of thing, and also my camera's kind of fucked from when I dropped my phone when I did my 2-hour walk on the concrete, so the camera's not the best. And then and since I was just like, I made a comment about like, I really like your Filza cosplay, and they gave me a pebble. I don't have it in, like, I should have put it in the day 3 haul image, but I didn't. But like, I got like a little glass pebble because I recognized who they were cosplaying as, and I thought that was really sweet. And so like we also had like a couple of people like before us, and we had a couple of people after us. So like once the VIP people got done, then the snake line would start to go through, and then I got to talk with Robbie. Now I again suck at talking with people, especially when they are of higher status than me. And when I say that, I mean have a bigger following than me by a lot, and do a lot more like other stuff than I do. Have more experience and things like that. So I was just like, I was able to mask enough to be like, chill about it. And treated him like a person, as you should with any celebrity. You should treat them like a fucking person. And so like I was trying to be chill. I wanted to, my main like goal was to like mention, not by name because I didn't know how to bring up their names in conversation in that regard, but I wanted to mention my friends who got me into Date Everything, which were Miles and Koi. I'm calling the nerds out right now. So Koi bought the game. Like, you guys get the story because like you guys have an unlimited time to listen to me, yeah. But I only had like 2 minutes with Robbie, so I wasn't gonna have an autistic spiel about the whole thing. So Boy bought the game, or someone gifted them the game, I can't remember, and was playing it on their own, and was just like, knew that I was interested in the game, and was just like, hey, do we want to like do like a game night kind of thing where I play the game and like you guys like can like watch and like give opinions on what we do next and stuff? I'm like, sure. And so like we did like a couple of sessions of that. And so I got to meet like a few things, and like we were like absolutely gunning for like, because like I had looked at the card, like who all the characters were, and I found out there was one that was like, how do I phrase this? There was a Maori one, and I was just like it, their item is a geode, but like the person that played it was like, it was very much like Maori representation. Like even like when you found them, the person that mentions their name says it wrong and they correct them, and it was like, oh my god, Maori representation in a game? Hello, we must find this person. So we did that on Koi's game. And I was like, I really like this game. I really want to play it. And so eventually I waited until it was like on enough of a sale to buy it. Listen, I am all for it's. I need you to know, Ash, because you're going to tease me over it. It's not for a queer thing. It's because of representation for New Zealand in general is very fucking tiny, and so I will take it wherever I can. Especially when it comes to representing the culture that I'm not a part of, but is a part of the country that I live in. Because I am a Pākehā. I am a foreigner. I, to my knowledge, do not have any Māori blood in my veins. So, but I'm also a Kiwi. Because I was born here, I was raised here. Okay. um, but essentially, like, I understand how important it is to have representation of the minorities. And also the fact that Māori people have had it rough, and a lot of their culture was taken from them, and they've been trying to reclaim it back, and all these other things. Like, I understand. I've also got friends who like let me know what's going on and stuff, and like we still have like prejudice against Māori to this day, and I'm like, positive representation anywhere for the natives of the land that I call home is amazing. And so the fact that we had this in this game, it made me really happy. So I didn't get to talk about that with Robbie because I forgot half the shit I was gonna tell her. So I was able to mention the fact that like representation is incredibly important. Easier said than done for some reason. Yeah, it's very much you got to do your research so you make sure you're portraying things correctly, and because like accuracy is also very important in that regard. Like I did a part of my design class, I had to like design like a statue to represent the story of the two Taniwha. And so like I had to like dive as deep as I could into like the stuff I wanted to portray in it. Um so I had to learn about like certain birds to figure out what they represented to the Māori people, to find proper feathers for what I was trying to represent. Um so it's you gotta do things right. It's also with like I do have like a I don't know if you'll ever see anything about it, but like I have in like on the far back burner, I want to design a Pokemon region based on New Zealand. And so when like doing things based on like the Māori side of things, like for example, I want to do a bird based on the huia, which is one of our extinct birds, which the last time that they were seen was in a fire, like in a bushfire. I don't think no, was it a bushfire? It was a massive fire, whatever it was. And so like I wanted to make them be fire ghost type, and I would just sat there being like, guys, is this insensitive if I represent them like this? And the few Māori people that I had talked to are like, no, that's actually pretty cool. I'm like, okay, cool. um, so like making sure you're not like doing bad things with what you're trying to represent. Especially when it's not your own culture. Um, like I may be a Kiwi, but again, I'm not Māori. I'm very much a person who was just born on this land, but I'm not the people that were here first. So like, and my ancestors probably did some bad shit to them. I don't know my ancestors specifically if they did anything bad during the colonization of New Zealand, but there's a chance. Putting together what people usually do. Yeah. Um. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, getting off track from Robbie. So I was able to have a conversation with him about like you'll see the thing like so when you do the autograph in the specific items photos that you can use, it usually is like of their characters and stuff. And so I picked an image that had the five Hanks because I would rather talk to him about date everything because I'm playing the game on my social account. It's a game that I like. I like where they went with it. And so like I wanted to give him praise on that regard. I forgot to give the praise. I was anxious. Okay. But I mentioned the fact that like my friends got me into the game and I'm playing it on like my stream, and he asked me of like Well, first off, like when he saw like the fact that like I gave him like the Hanks, which is like one of the five guys he plays in it. I got a high five because house buddy, um, house homie. I think it's the proper phrase. We did the Hanks and Coy's playthrough. I have yet to touch them in mine, and so he was a little like, "Oh, but you need to get on there like right away." I'm like, I will." Like next time I play, I will. Um, and so he asked me what my friend got for the ending for the Hanks, and I could not remember. And I was like, "I'm sorry, but I don't remember." He's like, oh, "It's okay." um, I do when I show you the stuff for my haul for day 3, I do include the signature stuff, but I've got it cropped and some things censored out just so then like people don't steal it, because like this was obviously for me, um and I'm only showing parts of it instead of the whole thing because I don't want people trying to steal it and things like that. So just a heads up for when I show off the day 3 haul. So yeah, we got the little signature, and I was like, "Yippee, thank you so much." But like again, I was too anxious to be like, "Yeah, no, what you guys have done with the game is really cool," and like also mention the fact like, "Yeah, no, like I've done Johnny Splash's stuff though." I was like, I'm getting to the Hanks next time, but like I've done Johnny stuff though, but like I was too anxious. I was too anxious. My mind went blank. I was scared. I'm deer in headlights, but not like deer in headlights internally, not externally, because I was masking and trying to keep cool. So I was like, I walked away, and I was fine. And then by the time, because like I didn't, because I'd only had the breakfast like earlier on the day, so like I was able to go up. I got the margarita pizza, sat down, and then was just like had the fanboy squeal moment. Because like I got knuckle bumped with Timurera on one hand, and I got a high five from Robbie with the other hand, and got to have an actual conversation with Robbie. I was just like, ah. I realized I forgot half the things I wanted to say. And went fuck. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I gotta have food though, and then cause like that was like 2:30 at that point, and so like I had like half an hour into like the final hour of con, so I spent that half hour eating the foods, trying to chill out, and then went around and did like I think I did like 2 laps of walking around that like final hour. Um, Obviously I had barely any fucking money at that point, so I couldn't buy anything else from any other artists. So I was basically just grabbing their business cards left, right, and center. um and then like was just vibing, having conversations with the vendors. Like I can have proper conversations with the vendors most of the time, because a lot of them just are artists, usually either queer and slash or neurodivergent like me, so it's very easier to have a conversation with them. And if like one of them like on day 1 I had someone who was like a friend of the artist that was helping the stall, because like the artist obviously was either going to the bathroom or getting food, and so that they were like quite nervous trying to like count, because I bought a lot of things from their stall, and so like they were kind of like nervous, like trying to like count everything, make sure the prices and stuff were right. And I was just telling them, take your time, and I'm very patient, like take your time, I understand. Because people are like that, I'm like that, and so I'm like, you're chill, bro, you're chill, you're fine. Take your time. So yeah, there's like that kind of thing. Like I also do really want to do a stall, which I might want after this little story time. We might brainstorm some ideas for a stall stuff to sell at a con. I'm not planning on doing it next year. Dear God, I will not have enough money by then to save up for a stall, because the stalls are pricey. And also you gotta buy like your merch and stuff, and you gotta hope like hell that like you, what's the word I'm after, can basically, it's called getting back the amount of money that you bought the table for, and then some. I think it's like make table, I think is the phrase. It's been a while since I learnt vendor lingo. So like as fellow artists and stuff, I had conversations with like the artists and stuff, Because some of this stuff was cool, and either I didn't have enough money to buy anything to show my gratitude, I would, compliment their art and things like that, because I'm like, they deserve that validation, because what they do is really cool. Like, some of it had some really, really amazing art, and I'm just sitting here like, if only I could collect prints, because I have the space on my wall, but I don't have a way to be able to store them nicely or to hang them nicely, so I just don't buy prints unless they're really small. So I'm just like looking at all these prints, being like, God, these are gorgeous. And like half of the stalls you would see somewhere would have the no AI on it. I'm like, hell yeah. Usually like it'd actually be in it though. So like you'd find like a lot of places state that, and I'm like, I'm glad some of them do have the indicate, like when you can look at their art and tell it's not like AI, but just to have that confirmation that it's not AI, it's just like, yes. Gonna make it the table and the merch. Yeah, because like you're spending so much on this. You want to make sure you're not at a loss. Um, so my prices will differ depending on how much it is to make all this shit. Because like what I notice a lot, like the default price for stickers was like $4 each sticker, but like if you were to buy multiple ones, like they would have like a deal for like four for $10 or something along those lines. So that was interesting to see what like the different prices were like against every like table and things like that. And so like keychains and stuff would be like 15 because it puts more effort into like making those and things like that. So it's quite interesting in that regard. But yeah, I spent the last hour just meandering around, and like literally right before we got called like that, hey, con's ended, visitors and attendees get out, so then like lovingly get out. And then vendors pack down your stalls and stuff, because the quicker you guys can do that, the quicker you guys can get your cards to get your shit out of here. It's like one of the last things I did was they put it nicely in the announcement. I'm just saying it how it is, because you have to like basically like when like the con is done, you have to be out of there as soon as fucking possible. um so oh, hey look, we're coming up to the time I said I was actually going to stream. How funny is that? Listen, again, I didn't know how tired I would be. I didn't know how long I'd sleep in today. I didn't get to sleep in, so that's what the time. That's why 6 p.m. was going to be the time for the stream, because I'm like, you know what? I feel like that probably will work. No, I was itching to stream, hence why we started at 4. Yeah, I spent the last couple of minutes like at a vendor that I spent money on, I think on day 1, because they were part of the sticker rally for Date Everything. So I'd already bought from them before, but I did notice they had like a little jar that was for donations for trying to help their pet who had been in an attack and needed to help pay for vet bills. And I'm like, I'm not gonna say my personal shit on stream about pets and things like that, but I was just like, this hits close to home. I give you money, kind person. I figured you didn't sleep well. I got 6 hours. I woke up naturally at 10 a.m. being like, what the fuck? So yeah, that's my con experience. And then went home, and then it was just like yippee. And then people were telling me to nap, and I went, no, I'll attempt an early night. That did not work. I went to bed at 4 in the morning. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll sleep more tomorrow. Who knows? When am I streaming on the other account tomorrow? I'm not saying when, so you guys can't find me. When the fuck am I streaming tomorrow? I'll figure it out. I'll look at it later. But yeah, so that's my con experience. But first, before we get into anything else, I thought I made this nice. Yep, here we go. Here's day 3. So we have, no, it's cut off. These are the hanks from Date Everything, covering up some things. So like, this is my signature from Robbie. And I found the 2 items that I wanted, which was, can I just do this? Oh, god damn it. So I got the This Is Fine Iron Lung thing. and I got the Keyfree and Dolly chained wood pins. Everything else was just I was casually walking around trying to find what else I could get with the small amount of money I still had left over. Um, the Arvin one was from the same artist that did the Iron Lung one. And it's actually on a Pokemon card. They're children of Pokemon, I'm sure. Okay, listen, Phantoms is adorable. Also, this is also really bugging me real quick, so I'm gonna just do this. Where am I? No. Where am I? Hold on. I want to be able to see things. Hold on. I gotta just drag. I'm dragging. Hold on. There we go. You can see me as I speak. This one's a lot bigger than the others. But yeah. Also, the one with like the Stolas and Blitz art, I had to get for reasons I'm not gonna get into. And the vent, because like they actually had an acrylic key charm of it, and like on the other side was like Blitz is proper, and then Stolas was a constellation. I thought that was fucking sick, but I did not have the fucking money for it. And they were like, I might have a sticker of the other side of it for you to also get with it. Hold on. And they were like, so I was lying. Apparently I've already sold out. I'm like, that's fine, I'll just take Stolas, it's fine. Also, the puppet is one of, if not my all-time favorite character from the FNAF series. So of course I had to get her, a sticker of her because I saw it and I was like, I must have the child. She is adorable, please. And the puppet is a sheep. If anyone tells you otherwise, then they're fucking wrong. As someone who did actually think the puppet was a boy until it was revealed that it was in fact a girl, I learned my lesson. It is a woman. Well, not a woman because it's a child. It is a girl, and her name is Charlie, and she is adorable. And we fucking hate William for killing her. Because that's Henry's daughter. FNAF lore, can you tell? But yeah, it's very obvious that things that I will gravitate towards getting at cons is, well, stickers are like, you know, the easiest in terms of like being able to support as many artists, but in terms of the content, it's Pokemon, FNAF, and anything that is like a hyperfixation for me at the time. Or like old hyperfixations that I've not seen like con stuff for, like merch stuff for in a very long time. Like for example, I was from the person who did, I think it was the Phantom, did Night in the Woods stickers as well. And like they're apparently from like what they had heard from other vendors, like from like other like con people, and like for me, like that's the only store that actually had Night in the Woods stuff. And Night in the Woods is an old-ish game, like it's new in the fact it's come out, it was either at most a decade ago. And you know, it's a big hit. It's a very well-loved game, but like no one's making merch for it anymore. And like I made a comment to them being like, I'm actually contemplating getting the game to play on stream because like it's a beloved game. People would be into that kind of thing. So if I do, you will not find out when. Because you guys gotta stay away from the social experiment. So you don't get to know me. You get to know there's a hypothetical chance I'll play the game and nothing else. And obviously I got Iron Lung merch. I wondered that this is fine thing. And I found someone who actually had like a charm or like a sticker of the item that he holds, you know, the little like part of the dead tree, and I'm like, that's cool. Like I like, because like when I came up to it, I was just like, it was the if I remember correctly, it was the artist that made the Stola sticker. And I was just like, is that an Iron Lung reference? And they're like, yes, it is. I also had like a cool little charm that had like Mark inside of it, or Simon inside of it, and you could shake it. But it sold out like within the first like few hours. I'm like, you know what? That sounds like something that would sell out really quickly. So that was fun. Just a little mark and a thing that you could just shake. aggressive shaking. I think that's cute. Um, yeah, that's my whole. I now have to find my sticker book that I have and try to put all these goddamn fucking stickers in it. I think, because the person I actually bought my sticker book from, was at the con. I should have just bought another one, being like, I'm running out of pages. I need a new one. I need an upkeep. I forgot. I forgot. It's fine. So because I'm thinking I've got on the brain doing stuff for like fun stuff, what would be good sellers? Because like I'm thinking like obviously because I also want to do things that I would personally like to make. Um Fair enough, that's why I put them in a sticker book. So they can all stay in there. So obviously I would like to do like Pokemon merch. If you can't read my writing, it's fine. I know what I'm writing. FNAF merch, obviously. Maybe Minecraft. Just do this next to Minecraft, because this is just maybe, because, like, you know, that is kind of my brand at this point because of how many fucking SMPs I've been in. And also, I hate I've always wanted a Warden plushie, and they've never really made an official one. There were 2 bootleg types of Warden plushies at the con, and none of them looked nice. Like, I loved the colors for the first one I found, but the design was just not it. And then I found the second one I found matched more in-game colors, but the design was even worse than the first one. I'm like, guys, get it right, please. Please, I just want a Warden plushie. I just want my own little classified, okay? Please. Anyways, so Minecraft may be a maybe. I am contemplating doing OC stuff, but also at the same time, people probably might not know what my stuff is at that point. So like, I feel like the best I could do is what the artist that did, what's her name? What's their name? I'm blank. What It's Lovely did, which was like make a sticker of like their mascot. I could totally do one of like Kiwi. Like, look at the little fucker. So that's a marketable plushie if I've ever seen one. So at least Kiwi. Because I've always wanted to do like I feel like how do I phrase this? Should I do like proper like con stuff? Since I am like a faceless like YouTuber or content creator, I would probably use a mask, like what Rambo did, well does, but like on the pattern, it would just be my logo, so people know who I am. Since I'm way less known, but my logo was known a bit better. So Kiwi is very cute. I'm trying to think of like I probably would do Witch Hat Adelia because I fucking love that series. Also gives me a reason to draw them. I've never drawn any of the Witch Hat Adelia people before, and so this will give me a reason to do it. Though unfortunately having never gone to a con, nor do I interact with fandom stuff, so I can't really offer anything particularly helpful. That's totally fine, Ash. I'm just mainly just trying to spit things out into the ether. It would be really funny if I made Unis Honest merch. I'm gonna be so real, but that defeats the fucking purpose of Unis Honest. Iron Lung, maybe, depending on like when, because like now would have been fine. That was beautiful timing, because you know Iron Lung was at the beginning of the year, so people had time to make what they needed to in time for cons. The same with like Witch Hat Adelia, the manga has been around for a while, but like the anime's supposedly tomorrow. So good advertising in that regard. There was only 3 stalls that I saw that were selling Witch Hat merch, and one of them specifically stated they have more in plans. They just ran out of time. I'm like, that's honestly so fine. Aspen's very cute, but she comes under thingamajig, right? Yes. So with Aspen, I would probably have to ask Jim if I had their consent to make merch of Aspen. Because Aspen's design is theirs. So that would have to be like a whole conversation I'd have to have. Should I do Aspen merch? If Aspen merch would fucking sell. She's an adorable strawberry bear. She would sell. I could probably do like some other OCs though, because like also Foxy falls under the same jurisdiction of, because since Jem made the model, I would still probably have to ask if I could draw Foxy the character. If I were to go for the human form that I made for them, that should be fine. I should probably not need to ask for permission for that. But still probably would, just to make sure. Willie is pure the model. So I would have to ask Jem, because Jem made the Hawk models as well. So my Mythcraft stuff is up in the ether, depending on what the lovely creator Jemix says. Should I ask them? My other SMP characters though are on the table because they are mined. They are so skilled. We love Jim's like creative abilities and such in this household. Yeah, they made a vast majority of, okay, so they made all the little guys. They made a vast majority of the custom assets, like the ones that were part of like the texture packs and stuff. The only stuff they didn't make was a good chunk of the Pokemon plushies. Everything else was them, though, to my knowledge, from what I can recall. I may be wrong, but to my knowledge, a vast majority of the stuff was made by Jim. They were specifically part of the Mythcraft. They'd made the designs for the signs, like the textures for the signs, but they didn't make that mod. That was from someone else. Yeah, they're very talented creative. And I applaud their work. Mythcraft was a good time. Things like also like a lot of my other things that I've been in are not as well known. Like no one really knows of RSP, and also if I were to do anything Cornco related, or hell Cornco, I would have to ask the people technically in charge of Cornco if I can make merch of that, because I brought it up with like me and a couple of the others that were part of Cornco in RSP brought it up with like the person with the CEO's person, or how Cornco being like, hey, could we do the merch? But like then they didn't have explicit permission for the person who designed the Cornco logo. So we would have to ask like if we were to have merch of Cornco, that needs to be cleared first. I don't know if I don't know the details in that regard. And since it's not my company, I can't do shit. So there's that. What else? I have more power over my characters. I have more power over what my characters are and what I can do with them and everything else except Mythcraft though. Like my RSP character, I could make merch of them. They are basically a variation of my Sona. Unless I go for like their god forms or some of their AU stuff. That could be merch, but I doubt people would be really interested in that. Nations is also another thing that I could do. I know the person who made Fion gave all of us creative basically gave us creative rights to do whatever the fuck we wanted to do with Fion after Nations. In terms of like, yeah, and specifically with like Fion, we have our own like creative freedom. So literally there are 3 different versions of Fion out there. One from me, one from the historian, the person that played the historian, and the person who played, and the third person is the person who played the cleric. I will actually mute my mic for this. Yeah, there are 3 versions of Fion out there. but you'll probably only hear from my version if I were to ever do anything with Fion stuff. So, I hope like hell no flies fly into my goddamn drink. I will be so upset. I'm putting a serviette on top of the lid. That way no one can get to it. What else is there? I have ODS, so I could do stuff with Logan. I can't really do anything too much on like the lore and stuff because like that wasn't my lore. I didn't make up that lore. I was just there. And if I were to do anything with like his quote unquote friends, I would need consent from the players that played those two people that he was kind of going into a poly relationship with. Or my other SMP characters. I could do stuff with Pawn, but I feel like Pawn's a bit too niche. Because Pawn is... We should not play this music. I need to find a cover for that song. No. Super with my music right now. Yeah, that'll be fine. So... Brain function. Pawn's too niche. Pawn's too unique. Pawn is literally a mixture of a human, a phantom, and a warden. He's too niche. If I were to do like other stuff with like those specific phantoms, I probably would need consent from the creator of those of that branch of the species. So I'm a bit limited in that regard. I could just make default phantom merge because Minecraft. So I'm a little strict with like my SP stuff, but I could do some things, but I just don't think it would sell. I might. I'm not in the fandom for this, but I might make. I can spell malevolent, goddamn. So there's this thing called an audiobook series, podcast kind of thing called the Magnus Archives. If you know, you know. I have friends that are in that follow that stuff. I don't. I just hear from it. I just hear about it, and I'm fine with like living vicariously that way. Malevolence also a similar thing in that regard, but instead of like dealing with the kind of horrors that the Magnus Archives has with the entities, it focuses more on the Lovecraftian King in Yellow instead. And I literally have a friend who just tells me all about the stuff. Cass got me to watch the first episode the other day. I noticed that. Thoughts, opinions. It gets crazy from there, I'm gonna let you know. Seems very interesting. Nice. It's something that like I could probably hook myself into. I will say, if you have seen my stuff on TikTok, if I remember, it sneezes a goddamn fucking socials. Yes. Go follow my TikTok. There is a video I did on that, which is basically like Kai and I about like our conversations. We had a lot about like, you know, I would make him say his special line of "I don't like you." That audio clip is from the Magnus Archives. Special Forces drop from helicopter back. Hi, welcome back. We're trying to figure out if I were to make merch for like being a con vendor, like a convention vendor, what would sell the best and what would be stuff that I'm interested in making. Hi. So we're currently on the conversation if I should make stuff from the Magnus Archives or not. I'm not in the fandom, but I have friends in the fandom, and I know it can kind of sell. Like when I was at the con, I did see a few vendors selling Magnus Archive stuff, along with someone cosplaying John, from that. Let's just state everything should be on here. Actually, hold on. Might do some D&D stuff. It's like that's a big thing of mine. So what would sell and what would be something that I would be interested in making? Um, Not me actually looking around my room trying to figure out things. Making popular fandom stuff would sell. Yes. A Pokemon here. The first thing I put on because I knew that shit would sell. Um, Evolutions always sells. Because it's like one of the most like big things. Like basically starters and evolutions are like the biggest things. Um, what can I see in my very darkened abyss room? There is something I would make merch from, but it's become a very controversial fandom or just series in general. And I'm going to be showing my age here when I say it, but it would be Hetalia. It was a fandom I was very big in as a child, or like mid-teens. And I bring this up because I actually did see someone at the con cosplaying as Southern Italy, and I thought it was really cute. I never like went up and said hi because they were a minor, and I didn't feel comfortable coming up to a minor and talking with them. Yeah, it's one of the ones where basically you got personified nations. Um, I thought so the Southern Italy cosplay was cute. And also they're with their mom. And I was just like sitting there like, I want to give them a compliment, but at the same time, anxiety with talking with children. No, thank you. For a circle, that's the Boku Hitalia. Literally, when it was brought up in Melly's server about like keychains and stuff, I literally looked at mine, which has like a chibi version of Spain on it, being like, I'm not gonna show this because this is controversial. And the reason why the anime and stuff is like controversial is because it's like very like played on stereotypes of the countries. It can be kind of, it's a bit satire in some places, but not really. And does like revolve around like a lot of weird tropes that Japan has. And so like I love it, but at the same time, I understand that it's a bit oof. So I probably wouldn't. If it was back in the day, I would. I like drew like the really cute mochi versions of the Hitalia people. Which that was actually that was probably part of their canon design. So they would have like um they would have they're all different versions, by the way, not like the same person could like shapeshift into the others. But like there's like your defaults, and then there'd be like Nya Hitalia, which I think was the cat forms, in the Mochi Italia, which is like them basically like in like little mochi forms, and then you had like female versions of them. And then you had what was called 2P, which I don't think was ever canon. I think that was a fan made thing that they just kind of ran with. Makes me wonder what Australia and New Zealand are like in it. Oh, you want to know? You want to know? So okay, so Australia, I can talk about this. I like these guys. Australia, is a brunette. He's got fucking England's eyebrows. Jesus, hold on, I need to. So fucking England, his brows. So like, can I draw the fucking anime style eyes? Probably not. It's like, you know, the eyes, but like normal brows are drawn like this, right? Right? His look like this. Bushy eyebrows. So Australia has that. And so does New Zealand because they were colonized by British. Um, and so like fucking can I draw fucking Australia from like the top of my head? So he had like this weird bit with his hair up here. God, I can't draw his fucking brows. And his hair was like slicked back a bit. I can't draw shit. That's horrible. But New Zealand was cute. I cosplayed New Zealand, both their female form and their male form. So his is a lot more cuter. I'm actually gonna try with this one. So, has like, short hair, also a bit like on the front and stuff. Has the brows. But he's also got like sheep curls in his hair. Like they're not horns, that's literally how the hair is shaped. And it's really fucking cute. And I love that so much with the design. Like I have long hair. You're speaking Romania about me? Hold on. I fucking love Romania. Hold on. So fucking Romania. I'll do Hungary first actually. So Hungary was a woman, in the series of like they're very little women nations, which is really annoying. Um, so Hungary from memory. So also all of them were like uniform kind of things. So she had, I don't remember how her hair was, but she had like a little bit like of a bandana with like a flower in it, and had like long like hair. But she was a badass. She was a fucking badass. She like literally would like beat the men's asses if they were doing something dumb. um, like I remember her having like wavy like long hair. And she was normally drawn with like she'd be hanging around Austria a lot. Um, they helped raise what was called like Chibi Italia. So like when like the nations are like baby and like they're like their infant like in their infancy, they're like really tiny little chibi things and basically like needed to be taken care of like their little kids. Um, and like Austria and Hungary looked after southern Italy a bit, and then northern Italy, because the Italy's are split up in two. The northern Italy was looked after by Spain. Um, I don't want to get into Italy and Romano at the moment, though. I will tell you about fucking Romania. You've awakened the thing in me. So they went on the vampire trope with him to some degree. I can't remember how to draw your fucking hair. I need to draw you with justice. So he would have like this tiny fucking hat, tiny little like top hat on like the side. His hair was longer than that. Eek. And it would have like bands coming from it. Had normal brows. I'm not drawing the eyes right to how it is in the show, but like would have like this little snaggle tooth kind of thing. He's very cute. I can find images actually. Hold on, just to show that I'm fucking butchering these people. Happy puppy da. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? There he is. So I want to show the anime. Do you want okay? Do you want anime or manga versions of the boys? Because I'll show you like actual canon artwork of them. I just need to know if you want to see like screenshots from the anime or if you want like art from the the mangaka themselves. Anime? Okay. He's gonna look a little high here, and I apologize for that, but like I like this image of him. It's funny as shit. We'll replace the day 2 haul and stuff. Browse. Where's my boy? Where's my boy? There he is. How big are you gonna be? Okay, this is Romania. That's what Romania looks like. I think this is an edited image because his this thing didn't sparkle like this, but like the rest of it's normal. That's kind of what it looked like. Let me find Hungary. Spell her name. So that's also when the style changed like halfway through this thing. So these are more of the why must that image not load? That's so sad. That's fan made. That's okay. That's please. Please. That's a GIF. I don't need a GIF. Please provide me the proper things. I need the girl. Save. Okay, we'll save this image. We'll try this. Will it work? Who knows? We'll find out. Alright. Romania, you're gonna go away for a second. Please work. There you go. This is Hungary in the anime. And find Australia. This is not Axis Powers Australia. Where is he? Anime. Oh, look up the word anime. Will he show up? Anime. Spell anime wrong. None of the. Okay, hold on. I'll do a 2-for-1. I'll do a 2-for-1. This is a Tumblr post, but the screenshots used are from the actual fucking anime. It's fine. You heard nothing. Okay. So now let's pull up both the boys. There we go. So yeah, so this is a Tumblr post. But the screenshots are from the anime. So the top one is Australia and the bottom one is New Zealand. So New Zealand made his debut in a episode talking about horror movies from each, like, from some of the different countries. So that's why he looks like that and he's holding a horror movie. But yeah, that's the boys. They also had micronations as well in the series. So there was one called Y. It's about WY. It was like, it's like really like northern point of like Australia or something. Which that has a design. God, this shit's wild. Yeah, so like those are like some of the things from like the anime. Yeah, no, he does look like an average 30-year-old Australian, to be fair. They got that right. Mad funny. Mad funny. It was really funny. I actually went to like a cosplay meetup when I was younger, for the anime, or for the fandom. And so only 3 of us showed up. One, I was New Zealand. One of them was Romania. Um, and the other one was like Netherlands, I think, or Holland. But then like decided to change it up real quick because they found out that like I was, Australian. I was New Zealand. They're like, I can do fam Australia, so then we can do like funny like sibling shit. I'm like, bet. So yeah, there's that. Um, so yeah, Hitalia, it has like controversy around it though, because the stereotypes of the countries, and just general other weird things, because people shift like the baby nations with some of the bigger nations. It was your typical fucked up anime shit behind the scenes. Um in terms of like the fandom and stuff. So like it's got bad fandom represent, and it's also doesn't represent the countries right, because it's very hard to actually do that. And also because this was written like 2 decades ago, not good representation at all in that regard. Um yeah. Romania was my favorite character. That's why I'm just like, my boy. Also like I was in the fandom so deep that like I was, back when Facebook was cool, helped run a couple of like Hitalia fan pages. And, was like an admin on that kind of shit and did like Hitalia roleplay stuff. Yeah, I was cringe. Yeah, yeah, this is when Facebook and Skype were like the main like things to use, man. I'm so old. Skype's so shit now. I'm gonna be so real with that. Um, yeah. Um, other fandom shit. Other fandom shit. Because I can't really think of much I can do with like personal content. Because like, okay, so it's 2026 now, right? My goal is to do a stall by 2030. It's definitely gonna not be next year because like there's no way in hell I can get all the stuff done within a year. So like I've got 28, 29, and 30 as potential con years. Um, so I have time to think of things, but like I kind of want to get some ideas out and start it now because it's gonna take me a while to build up my portfolio for it. Um, at least like the idea I have for like a kiwi would be like kind of cute. I can remember. I had the idea right before the stream, so I'm gonna see if I can remember. Glitch merchandise should work well, even a few years from now. Yeah, so I could do like I'm not into like a lot of like the stuff. The only thing I'm really interested from Glitch is Knights of Guinevere. Because the other stuff has just not been like my cup of tea in terms of animation style. But like like support it in the terms of like yeah, independent animation pop off kings. It's just not for me. Like those like kind of styles and stuff. So Guinevere is interesting for like me in that regard. So I'll put down Knights. And maybe we might have more of the show by then. Um yeah, like when like Kai did the TADC watch with you guys, I literally only had like the chat up just to make sure you guys stayed in check. I didn't actually watch what was going on. So I'm like this ain't my fandom. I'm just making sure the chat behaves. I like Cog. I like Guinevere. Um I just want to do Hellverse shit. Because it sells well. It's been selling well for quite a while now. Probably will continue to sell well. I'm also in that, so it works. Um, what else? What else am I in? What else intrigues me? Not naming things. We'll figure it out from there. Obviously Pride merch. Actually, hold on, Pride merch. I'm queer. I must provide queer shit. And I can fall into things like I could do like BL and GL, Yaoi, Yuri, things along those lines. It doesn't just have to be like the Pride flags. Um, そ like looking around my room at like the fandom things I have in it, it's not much. But like when I first like started trying to think about doing like the stuff, I'm also looking for the gaslight district. Fair enough. Because I tried like sitting up trying to do this like stuff like 10 years ago, so I have like real fucking old art of me like doing like stuff like for potential like badges and such. So like that was also back when I played Magic the Gathering. So I have artwork a couple of the Planeswalkers for that. Also back when Sword Art Online was pretty big. And like I'm really into Sword Art Online. I've not caught up though. I'm so far behind. Change that. Um, so I need to catch up on that. But it's not as popular as it once was. So I don't think I'd get much on it. I'm also into fairy tale, but like also at the same time, I don't know if I'd have like much of an interest in that regard. Um, I mean, Tintin could be interesting. Um, I'm so upset about Tintin stuff. Actually, like one of the questions Andy Serkis got asked because he was a part of the mocap Tintin movie, was like, "Is there any interest in making a sequel?" And he was just like, never say never, and a lot of us and all of us are very interested in making a new one. So like try to keep our like hype up, but like at the same time like it didn't. I don't think it performed well enough for a sequel to be like done. So like we're all just gonna sit in limbo, I guess. SAO loses popularity as the years go by. I know a streamer who hates SAO. Well, like I know so many people that hate it. But I found it in a time when I needed it. And so I'm heavily attached to specifically Kirito, Asuna, and Yui. Um, like I actually have a cosplay Oh, like 1 year, I actually cosplayed as Asuna and had a friend play Kirito, and I had a friend play Yui. So we like had like cute little like family art, like family like cosplay photos of us. Um, and like I will always have like a necklace. Like throughout like my years, I will always have like a necklace, at least one, that I wear. And so I had Yui's for a solid like 3 years as like my default like necklace I would wear. I've not watched it since I was a kid. I watched it in early adulthood. Cause I'm fucking old. Um I could just yeah, just make miscellaneous D&D shit. I until I play Baldur's Gate, I'm not making Baldur's Gate merch. But I gotta play it first. Um I mean I could do Cardcat the Sakura, but that's not necessarily my style in terms of like my art and stuff. Like I should also like keep in mind like what kind of style am I when it comes to my art. Um like Cardcaptor is like the first anime I saw. Um so like it does hold a special place in my hold on, Digimon. Because it also holds a special place in my heart, and there's still people interested in Digimon, and it is kind of up my alley with Pokemon in terms of like my style. So I could get away with making stuff like Patamon and things like that. Because like also whenever I see Digimon merch, I will like immediately flock to it. At cons. Like also there was an artist like didn't have the money to like pay for any of his stuff, but like there was an artist who for their like business card had it like designed like a Digitech, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. I would like you to bounce on the lid, please. Thank you. Um, I'm looking around. Y'all know what's popular, right? Um, what kind of shit are people into nowadays? I'm too much of a boomer. I don't interact with the proper sides of the internet anymore. You know nothing of Digimon? Fair enough. I state okay, I refuse to do anything for Warframe. Um, for several reasons. The same thing with League, so you will not see me do anything for Arcane. Um, for reasons I'm not gonna get into. For reasons I'm not gonna get into, but I refuse to do that stuff. Um, I will state though it's not what any of like the creators or shit did. It's personal reasons. I'm not going to do shit in that regard. Um, back. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I might do date with death stuff, see if anyone's interested. Because so if people don't know, A Date with Death is it's a romance visual novel made by 2.5 Studios, which is a gaming company in Australia. I'm pretty sure in New South Wales. And basically A Date with Death is you make a deal with the Grim Reaper to if you don't die within those 7 days, you get the Grim Reaper's soul. But if he kills you within those 7 days, he gets your soul. And it's a romance shit if you want to go down that route. Um, I have spent an ungodly amount of money on their campaigns, like their Kickstarter campaigns for the DLC. And I'm waiting for the second game's Kickstarter to start up so then I can also like throw all my savings at them. I love their styles. They're so pretty. Like literally if you were to play the Beyond the Bet DLC, you will see my name in the credits. because I spent so much money. You also see Koi's name in the credits. Um, we both were part of like donating to the Kickstarter. Our names are nowhere near each other. Mine's in like within the first half of the credits. Koi's is in the second half. So I'm like assuming like it's in order of like from high to low tiers for the Kickstarter because I paid for a pretty fucking high tier. Um so yeah. And maybe also because like I paid for like a high enough tier that like there is a chance in like the in the game chat um that you might see me. And like cuz like it's like a chatting dating simulator where like you do like text stuff but then there's also video calls. But like on like the side where like all like the different like DMs and stuff are, that changes daily. Kickstarter does have good stuff. Yeah, it changes daily. And there's like a slim chance you might actually see me if you buy the DLC. A very, very slim chance, but there is a chance. I also, with like, because of the tier that I was a part of, I have an ungodly amount of A Date with Debt merch, and literally only a really real reason I remembered that like that's a thing that I like. Um, I'm staring at it and I'm deciding if I should let that be known about me on the internet. Let's just say I looked at my desk and saw merch. And was like, oh wait, shit, that's a thing. I like that thing. I could make merch of that thing. That thing would totally sell, probably. I don't know how well the game's known, but like it's made by an Australian creator. They might Australian, well, an Australian like gaming team. Like it's a chance people might know who that character is. I could do it. I could. um, what else? Don't want to really touch anything Disney related, despite the fact I know Disney sells. So gothic shit in that regard, like The Nightmare Before Christmas is off the table. Addams Family could be an option. I do plan on binging like the original series at some point. I've yet to see Wednesday though. Um, hmm. Hmm. Gotta think. It's like, what are you whippersnappers into these days? I'm too old. I don't know what's hip with the kids anymore. You clip that, Ash. I will not be surprised. Just old, man. Listen, I'm a hoot, I promise. Um, oh, like, also, let's, backtrack a bit more to, like, the story time and the con stuff. The cosplays I saw a gorgeous Technoblade. And their design was so cool. So it was like as detailed as the Filzer one that I was in line with. Um, there was also like some really good Date Everything cosplays. Like there was a Betty cosplay. There was a, like someone that was actually in a wheelchair that cosplayed Mac, which is like the PC. And they are like a wheelchair bound character in Date Everything, and like they also did like the whole like um designs like the tattoos on the sleeves. I'm like, oh my god. I think Star Trek, but unfortunately it's going out of popularity. I'm also not a Trekkie. I'm more of a Star Wars person, but even then I'm like I'm not caught the fuck up on anything. And also it's now owned by Disney. Um so oops. Um I have I have an idea. Firefly slash Serenity might sell still a beloved sci-fi. I know of it. I have seen some of it, but that was in my early childhood. Um, I know it's getting a comeback. to some degree. Like I remember my like when I was talking with my mother about it, because she's like a big fan of it. Mentioned like there was like this like thing where like they were knocking on the doors of like the cast. So they might be doing something. I don't know if that's happened already or like what, but like there's something. I don't know if it'll line up with the timing though. Um, yeah, I'm just treating them really as rumors since I don't know much about it. It's not in my like thing. Lucifer's fallen off, so I don't really think I could do any Lucifer merge. Avatar stuff could do. Oh, actually, I'll add Avatar on. I'll think about doing core things, and maybe the new series. It might be out by then. Who knows? Say the Princess. I haven't played that game. I do know it's somewhat big, but like I haven't played the game. Like I saw a store had eugenics stuff. Like I haven't played the game, but I know it's like it surged when it came out. Um, I'll take your word for it. It's very hard for me to get into new things these days. I'm gonna be so real. I'm kind of like using like my streaming to like try to like kind of like get back into things and like learn things that way because I'm forcing myself to play these games. Um, I might add Say the Princess on there as stuff to do. Um, I missed my time to do this one because Marble Hornets um did a yeah Marble Hornets did a sequel series called Rustwoods last year. So I've missed the target for that, but like it's beloved. Still, I may or may not be doing something for it for its anniversary. Maybe that's all you're getting from me. Can the flies go away? You've multiplied. There's two of them now. Fuck's sake. I'm probably gonna turn my light on so I can make sure that none of them go to my drink. They can smell the sugar. They got a wooga, and I'm like, fuck off. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my light on. I'll mute so you don't have to hear me be silly as I try to like turn my light on. So it's a bit. What the fuck? I'm back alone. All right. Is there anything else? Is there anything else we can think of? So I might start thumbnailing in a second, just trying to figure out like just some ideas. Yeah, I have a thing. I have two things that I could potentially do. However, both both things are in their infancy stage. Like it's still just concepts. So depending on how much development those get in the next couple of years will depend on if I sell merch on them. Like there's so much still in infancy concepts. I can't give you guys names of anything. Um but there's stuff. There's stuff. And it's not the shit I've been trying to get your attention on about Ash. It's not that. It's something completely different. It's like actual like it's not okay. It's projects, but not lore SMP project or like stuff that like involves Minecraft or like, big collaborative projects or shit like that. No, it's just personal small projects that I haven't really shown much of. Um Whatever the fuck you think that we're alluding to, it's not that. It's just two tiny little like projects that I want to do. That I could make merch for in the future. Though it's not. Yeah, it's merch. It's my shit. But like that again. I can't. Okay, Panda, Panda. We had this conversation last night. You can't write those like. What I was just about to do was write down the initials of like the project names, and then I remembered that like the acronyms are also something that's really bad, and I don't want that written down because it's not what it looks like. I'm gonna just write. I'm gonna just write. Oh god, I can smell. How the fuck are we back at the start of the playlist? Oh, the Lamb, No Man's Sky, Dead Space, Bending Link Machine, Disco Elysium, Cyberpunk, Dredge, Mass Effect, Monster Hunter, Undertale, Deltarune, or Minecraft. Okay, well, Minecraft's technically on here. I like Cold and Lamb. I'll also add Disco Elysium. It's like I've only watched playthroughs of Disco Elysium. It is a game that I will eventually play on stream. Um, Same with Cult. Um, so those are like two things that are like really like. I've actually gotten like Cult of the Lamb like merch before. Um, I'm not really into Bendy. I'm also not into Poppy Playtime. I'm just ruling those ones out real quick. The other ones I'm kinda know. Undertale and Deltarune, you'll never see me fucking draw shit from that. I have personal vendetta against Sans. So like, I've nothing against Toby. I just have shit against Sans. Uh, like, I will not be making much of that. It's gaining traction, getting given recent happenings. I think I'm aware of the recent happenings. My brain's drawing a blank, but it sounds familiar. Um, yeah, no, he sounds right up your alley. Listen, I'm allowed to throw punches sometimes. What else am I into? I mean, this we've got a pretty good like fucking thing thus far already. Um, sketch out some things. So like, TV shit would be cute. So let's just doodle because I've also got their reference up right now. I might as well just do some Kiwi. This canvas is not designed for like actual like print stuff. So like this is where you can just do fun little thumbnails. So like can do. I remember how to draw a fucking body. There's an idea. I gotta reach over here to do this. Like, Then I have some there. Bloodborne? Oh, I'm not in that kind of like series. I do follow like someone who does kind of like um play this kind of games. Oh, well, thinking of Bloodborne though. So with the person, so like the person that was standing with Filza, was also someone dressed up as Bloodborne. Like we were having like a fun like conversation about like what's the name of it? D&D. And like we were talking about like horror campaigns and things like that, like perception and stuff, because like I kept like they got confused about some things and I pointed out things for them and they're like, "Whoa, how did you see that?" I'm just pretty observant. And so we got into the conversation about like, like if I like would have like I'd have like a really high passive perception, like the observant feat and things like that. And I mentioned like the fact that like I have a character called Varys in my D&D. He's my character in the Raiders estate. He has the observant feat, and like whenever he gets really high rolls, the DM will make him see horrors. And they started talking about the fact like what they were cosplaying from Bloodborne. I think it's Bloodborne, at least from like it's kind of like series of games or something that like helps like collect like chaos stuff that makes you see horrors, and I'm like, that's cool. That's fucking cool. Sense of imagination is fear. This was so I had this playlist playing. So this is Panda's playlist. I had this playing in my ears like for like the second half of the con season. I had it as my like playlist for the first half, and I was like, fuck it, I need something different. Um and it oh, my brain is blanking. Um and like so this song came up in a random part when I was like walking through the con. I was just like, damn, I didn't think I'd hear this song in a while. This song's on the CEO's playlist. I'll help Conco. Um, it said Dragon Age, but EA killed it and soured its memory. Fair enough. I know the Dragon Prince is like a popular thing, but I don't really know. I like watched like a Negative Legend video about it, I think, and that's like all my knowledge on the series. I know that they have a Kickstarter to try and like reignite the series and do like a new stuff that's like a time skip for it. I think Robbie also voices something from it. I think he voices Callum. I think that was brought up in like one of the things. I think I might be wrong. I'm wrong. I'm very wrong. It's one of the Avatar people that was it. That voices Callum. The guy that plays soccer, I believe. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. You said to bug you later about the yes, yes, about the hints. Yes. Hey Ash, check Discord. I mean, check Discord. I mean, like, when because it's probably hard for you because you're on mobile. Um, when it shows you the list of everybody in a server, what's my name say? I've just got shut at the moment though, but I should still be online unless my computer crashed. Did it crash? I should check actually. Still going. Okay. Wait, is it or is it frozen? No, it's still going. We're fine. Chat, he's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me when he notices. We're gonna wait. We're just gonna see. We're just gonna see. He's gonna catch onto it. We're just waiting. Yes. Good. Good. I'm glad you see the status. If I remember correctly, I gave you a hint. Where I made the word status be italicized, and I thought you would get it, but you didn't. I was like, God damn. For those that don't see, my status currently on Discord says with my little like Guguba smug emote that I use as like a teehee when like, you know, not wanting to reveal lore things. It says jingle jingle up here, Mr. Valentine. Yes. So I'm giving you a push because I've had enough. There's only so much I can handle. Like I've been leaking so many things, and yet you haven't caught on because you're so dense. I'm like, God, fucking damn it, Ash. Now I can change it again. Hold on. There we go. I have so many things distracting me. Yeah, no, fair enough. Um, so what were the things you were telling me in the Discord? It was very much like that Miles is in on it, and that has something to do with stars. What other hints do you think are hints? Like what other things do you know? Just spiel in my chat. Just pop off. Pop off in the chat. Tell me what things you think are hints. Um and we'll go from there. I'm not going to reveal anything. I just want to see what you know and might, you know, tip you in a better direction. Because I've just given you the biggest fucking direction. I with that. Yes, I can. Okay. I'm just grabbing something real quick. So if you're hearing heat stuff, yes, you are. I just can't be fucking muting. So suffer. No, I'm gonna have to wait for later. Shutting it back up. I want to have a snack. However, with the fucking flies everywhere, any kind of snack I would like to have may not be safe. Because they will probably attack it. Actually, lower the neck a little bit here. There you go. Excuse me. Sometimes I forget how to draw kiwi, despite the fact kiwi is literally right fucking here. Also, I don't know how to draw. Okay, well, firstly, there's the stars. Then there's Miles. And there is all your reactions to anything Punita or Aspen related. So I think it's all connected to them. Connection to them makes me think 7438. Okay. Do you have any other theories in the regards of its connection? I cannot confirm or deny your hypothesis or your theory, but you are missing a lot more hints that we have been, and I do say we have been pulling a melly and drip feeding is how I'm going to phrase this. I will give you the small little bit of a tidbit that like um I saw a sign the other day that would have given you like a big hint towards a decipher, but I sat there being like, nah, nah, I won't give that away. I feel like they'll give too much. With the status how it is now, plus the purple flame effect, makes me think nations related. Okay. The status effect, the flame thing is literally the only nameplate I have. I just thought it would be funny because of like, you know, the whole cult theme we've got going on Melee server at the moment. So that's why that's there. The status, on the other hand, is related. I'll give you that. Listen, I need more nameplates. I have so many nameplates in my things. Also, I okay, so the stuff I have in terms of Melee server, like what like the nitro shit I have in Melee server is very much just like what do I have on me, which is very little. Kind of fits the whole cult vibe we're going for. Um but I do buy my designs, like my nitro cosmetics based on projects. Um so I have a lot of really cutesy and pink ones, which were because of Aspen. The candles were literally for Logan, for an Odious. Um, if you want to look at my wish list and try to figure out things from there, be my guest, but it's not going to be very helpful. Didn't Nation Folk move over to 7438 when their world ended and Parnada was snagged mid-travel? Okay. Parnada and Miles snagged mid-travel. Okay. I can only speak on the behalf of Parnada. I don't think I can speak on the behalf of Miles. It has not been okay, but I will state that it has not been revealed as to where Miles went when he went through the portal in the finale. That has not been revealed. Canada, according to Aspen's file, was on their way to 7438 before Myth snagged them mid-travel. That I will say. Because that was, I made that very abundantly obvious in Myth, so I can specify that. What's up? I might have to go through the two lore logs for hints, aren't I? Maybe? I know you've missed a lot of things because they no longer exist, which is why I kind of had to push you towards the statuses so you wouldn't miss any future ones. Because I kind of like literally was just like, no, I've had enough. He needs to know. He needs to know that. Otherwise, I'm gonna make like 10 more and he's not gonna fucking notice and they're gonna be all for naught. And do not, I'm not like specifically like targeting you out. I'm just aware that you're paying attention to lore things and that you're interested. This also goes for other people, but it's more vague because other people also are like not paying attention. It's fine, but when you're trying to be silly, that can only do so much. Listen, I can find hints when I'm actively looking for them, when I know there's a chalkboard to string up. There is one. That's what we've kind of been alluding to. We just can't give you the details. So, I know, no, this time I'm looking properly. Yes. Just, you're gonna have to pay a little more attention. Is it to do with 7438? That's up to you. But I wonder what those numbers could actually mean. Have you ever thought about that, Ash? Those numbers must mean something. I also gotta be super careful. Because I'm sitting here being like, I'm not being, I'm not being observed. I am not like, how do I phrase this? I am unaccompanied. I could say things that could ruin things, and I can't be like hold against me, Lamel. And that's such a weird fucking pose. I just that could work for a pose. To quickly name this kiwi. Check a thing. Okay. It doesn't show that. Cool. Awesome. I got it. I can draw lines. Like that, like the actual outline when it comes to the sticker. This one would be more like that. This one's more like that. Time barely hanging on. I do that. That's not gonna show up right. Yes, I can't spoil things. Let's go. I'm safe. Okay, merch ideas is what we're gonna name the fucking file. Didn't pay 3 numbers in a mine because I assumed it was just a serial number. Man. I mean, that's a theory. That's a theory in itself. Jesus, that's a terrifying thought. I mean, this is where I'm gonna have to throw a teehee, I guess. I don't know how to say anything else in that regard. Aside from a teehee. Oh, that's an interesting idea. How'd you get that? Genuinely curious. How did you get that? Seeing if the number spell things. Ah, I see. Could it spell anything else? I'm actually curious to see what that combination could do. Let's try. Okay, so we got some Kiwi ideas. You're looking? Okay. This is just out of generosity. Genuine curiosity. I can say words. I can say words. Let me, let me do things. Okay. Let's make a. Let me edit. There we go. Pokemon. Timing. We can put. Add this. So. Evolutions. Starters. Miss Pokemon. EG types. Divided into types. Oh, I can spell types. 4 colors. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And erase. There we go. It's very funny when I actually designed like some evolution forms for like when I was originally looking into doing this stuff like a decade ago. Um okay, sift is interesting though. Sifting into different worlds and things like that. What I'm gonna do quickly is I'm gonna like take an image of like save that. I don't want to work on that at the moment. Show me my old Pokemon merch. I'm gonna take a photo of it and I'm gonna show you guys like how old my art looked a decade ago when it came to like doing like merch like this. Which means I have to scroll so far. This one. No? Alright, where are they? Where is my merch? In here? Okay, this is gonna be such a shitty fucking screenshot. Yep. Okay. We'll do that, and then we're gonna just fucking erase the ever-loving shit out of the image that's not supposed to be there. Okay, it's not a part of the evolution stuff, so it doesn't need to be shown. Save. Okay. I didn't do the right button. Didn't do the right button. Oh, no, it was a screenshot. It's fine. Okay. It's in that here somewhere. In that to here. I could do so much stuff when it comes to putting my stuff from my iPad onto my computer. Goddamn. Then that. That's been sent. Go on to Discord on the PC. Within that channel, save that image. Not there. There. Come down to the pain. I'm gonna use this one. This one. Maybe it's right. There you go. Hold on. I need to edit it. Too tight. It's too big. I need to shrink it down so it fits the screen. There you go. This is like the old fucking art I did like a decade ago for like the evolutions. Which is not too bad, but I can do better. I was like, at a point, like, one of my besties saw, like, the Sylveon one and was like, I want that one tattooed. And I'm like, what? Thank you. I was like, oh god, 19 when I drew these. So old. So old, chat. Call me a boomer though, I'm gonna fight you. Okay, put that back on the lid. But yeah. So I did these. They're like the only thing I... No. No. No, Ash. You're making me go Australian. Do not. Do not, mate. Don't fucking do it. Don't dare you call me a boomer. I am Gen Z just like you. Don't fucking do it. Yeah, you be laugh. I was going to really find though. Sometimes when I say no, I say it very Australian like, and then sometimes I get stuck in the accent, and then I have Kai laugh at me because sometimes it's so cool with him. Or if he finds out that I got stuck in it, he'll just laugh at me. You know, typical Aussie fashion, I guess. Um, hmm. That's the thing. If I wanted to do it in like, because like I could do sticker sheets of like miscellaneous Pokemon, and I could do it like miscellaneous dark Pokemon, like dark type Pokemon, miscellaneous like flying type Pokemon, etc., etc. Or I could like do it like a monochrome, like have it sit because I did see that like a stall did it where like it was sticker sheets of like of colored Pokemon. So like some of them were like there was a blue sticker sheet. There was like a because it was false. They even like added on to the fact of like they tell fibs. It's like I don't like Orland. I find him intriguing. There's a difference. When it comes to me, there is a difference. They just misunderstood and was just fixing things up. It's fine. My pen looks a little funky. There we go. Okay. So like okay. If I were to do it into types then, let's make this a folder. Come on, plans. I'm just gonna do this as diff types. So I'd be like, okay, a good chunk per type would be like 5 to 10. Like if we were doing like a sticker sheet. So let's go. I'm gonna start with dark type. Mainly because like 1, 2, 3. I'm used to people with bad tastes, so I would never. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can actually 8 would probably be a better size. Depending on how big I make them, actually 9, 10. Okay, so we're gonna do it in types. Okay, I must have Darkrai on here. We must have Absol. Absol is a fucking favorite. I just look up like all of like I believe you. I believe you. I do not have to hear them, but I will fucking believe you on that. I also know people with seriously intriguing tastes in terms of that regard. Like some of them are like nuts. I'm looking at dark type Pokemon. Yeah, but dark type Pokemon. Can't even spell. I wrote as dark tip peas. I'm up the one P, thank you. Dark type Pokemon from the Pokemon database, please. Show me all your things. I feel like if I'm gonna do like at max 10, I could do it. I need to do one from each region. Obviously, I can't state the one from the net from Gen 10 because we don't have the decks yet. We will by the time I do the stall though. So we have Gen 4, we have Gen 3. Let's quickly look at Gen 1, because the only ones we can get from Gen 1 are Alolan forms and Mega forms, because Gen 2 was when Dark type came out. We'll make it Alolan mug. Gen 1. Because I fucking love Alolan mug, because Matangi, which was one of like my Pokemon in my Nuzlocke for Ultra Sun. Matangi was an Alolan Grimer who became a muck, and they were like so good. They were a tank, and I miss her dearly. Like I lost her during the ghost type trial. Okay. So from Gen 2, I could put Umbreon on, but I'm already gonna have like Evolution merch on its own, so I don't think I should double up in that regard. So I've got things like Murkrow, I've got Hisuian Quillfish, Sneasel, Houndour, Titar, Pooch. Oh no, that's Gen 3. I'm gonna go Murkrow. I love Murkrow. I prefer Honchkrow though. I've already got Gen 4 though, so I'm gonna have to go Honchkrow. No, Murkrow. Murkrow. Okay, so we've already got Gen 3 for Absol. We've already got Gen 4 with Honchkrow. Gen 5. We have Hisuian Samurott. Got the Lipard line. I'm being attacked! I'm being attacked! Shoot fly! Two of them come at me, and I'm like, god damn. I think Zora for Gen 5. Cause hello. This also depends on if I want to do it like, these are mixed types, because Absol, Darkrai, and Zora are pure dark types, but Alolan and Murkrow are not. So that could also be like a play that I might play into. Okay, so what do we have in Gen 6? Greninja, Pangoro, Inkay. That's a lie. That's a lie. Only in specific gens is Inkay Dark Psychic. It started off with Psychic Flying. You need to shut the fuck up. It becomes Dark Psychic as Melima. Your Voltal? Okay. I think I'll put down Pangoro. Despite the fact I want fucking Yveltal so bad, but I've already got a mythical on here. Okay, so for Gen 7, we have Incineroar and Guzzlord. Makes sense because like a lot of the dark types were Alolan forms. That's a good question. Okay, so where this is per gen. And I'll do a dark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for mono. So we have obviously still Darkrai, Absol is there, mono dark. Zorua is still mono dark. Mastiff is mono dark. Nickit is mono dark. Setting all of our mono dark types and just writing them all down. Your mix. Purloin or Lipard? is a good question because both of them are monodark. One sells more. I want to say purloin because that's what like N uses, I think, at one point. Cuchiena or Mightyena. Because that's also pure mono. I'll say Mightyena. If you disagree with me, you can speak up. I'm totally down for discussing about this. Armoon's also mono. Scrolling through the channel, looking at hints, reminded of many things. Okay, pop off. What you got? The fuck do you mean a lol in Persian's not mono dark? I mean, is mono dark. I thought it was dark normal, like with Rattata. I have no idea who's popular. Fair enough. And Amy off. Because everyone does not like a lol in Persian because of its fuck ass head. Which, fair enough. I grew to like it. But that's because I had it in a team. So if I also do that, then I would have like Brion, I guess, because it's fucking mono. That's some ideas for the dog. Let's do Alright, this is dark options. I know I spelled Pokemon wrong on the side, don't mind me. Dark options. I'm gonna take a second to laugh at the reaction of the reminder. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Fighting for my life here. Goddamn, fuck off. So that's dark options. Let's make a one. This one's gonna be fairy options. Yes. Imprick. A lovely past. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go, Jen. I'm not wrong. Fight about it. But like obviously that's not my thing. Okay. Gen 1. We have quite a few options, so I gotta decide now. We have Clefairy. It was very, very amusing. I'm gonna fight this fly. Let me chill. Okay. So we've got Clefairy line, we've got the Jigglypuff line, we have Mr. Mime. And then in terms of different types, we've got Alolan Ninetales, Galarian Rapidash, and Galarian Weezing. So if we're gonna go while I'm here, I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4. Mono. I can just fucking. Thing is, I know Clefairy and Jigglypuff. Okay, Jigglypuff's normal fairy, but Clefable is not. Okay, so I'll do Clefairy. And we'll also do Togepi. That's a mono. A Snubble. Is it 2 hours? Okay. Alright. It's Gen 1 though. I'll do a Jigglypuff. That's more loved. Gen 2. Ooh, that's a fight between Togepi and Marill. I'm gonna do Togepi. Okay, Gen 3 is the Routes line, Azurill, Mawile, Mega Altaria. Any of you pure? No. Alright, so none of you would be in the pure one. But if I were to pick, I'd pick Curlia. No, do I want Curlia for the Meowstick is cute, but Meowstick is psychic, not fairy. I'm pretty sure it's pure psychic. Or psychic normal. I'm pretty sure it's pure psychic. Let me suck. I will put Curlier or more while. So I'll just do slash more while. So depending on what I do for psychic. If I change up what I want to do for psychic in Gen 3, then I can make it Curlier. Same with Steel. Okay, so Gen 4, we have only Mime Jr. and Togekiss. That's dumb. It gets even dumber with the fact that Gen 5 only has Cottony and Whimsicott. So I'll make it Whimsicott because I like Whimsicott. I'll come back to Gen 4. Gen 6. Okay, first, okay, Flabebe. Anything from the Flabebe line could work. Is Eternal Flowed on here? No. Wild. I'd count it. I stopped heaven and I gave to you. I'm gonna make it Flowet. Okay, so Flowet. Flowet's Pure Fury. Spritzy is the thing. So Spirit Z. And I'll make it Slowpuff. Slowpuff is somewhat loved. Because they're Pure Fury. Sylveon's also Pure Fury, but that one can also be just crossed out if I just do like a evolution thing, but I'm putting it down because it is a thing. Okay. We have so many options for Gen 6 Fairy because it's what it introduced the type. You have the Flabebe line, the Spritzy line, the Swirlix line, the Sylveon, the Dene, Carbink, and Diancie, Klefki, and Xerneas. There's so many options. I don't get to Dene. And if I decide, like, I could also, like, make that Flabebe or Flowet as another option if I really want to. Okay. Gen 7, Comfey. This one, because Comfey is Pure Fairy. Is that the only Pure Fairy one from that? Yes. Okay. I want to make it Rabombi. No, Mimikyu would be better on a ghost one. I'm gonna make it Rabombi. Ah, okay. I'm gonna make it a tie. So it'll either be Mimikyu or Rabombi. Gen 7. Oh, creamy. Our options for Gen 8 is Impidimps line, Milcery's line, Zacian as well. I'll do Impidimp. Fido, Dashbun, Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, Tinkaton, Screamtail, Fluttermane, Iron Valiant, and Pheasantipity are our options. Gen 9. What are our pure fairies first? Fido. Do Fido. For here. Probably Tinkaton. Okay. For our fairy options. There we go. I could do things like that. So I'm gonna do Psychic on the dark options. So Psychic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mono. Alright. Where's the Psychic that I can just click on? Lily, there you are. So our psychic types are for Gen 1, we have Alolan Raichu, the Galarian Ponyta line, the Galarian Slowpoke line, the Galarian Mr. Mime. Okay. I'm gonna straight up for the pure psychics. We have I'm gonna literally just put down because we have a lot for the monotypes. We have like Ebra, we have Mew, we have the Drowsy line. I don't want to draw Drowsy. I know people like Drowsy. I don't. I don't want to draw it. Six Sense with Galarian Bonita. I know that's loved. Mind us, we're just spilling no guts. We have so many psychic types. We have so many psychic types, Gen 1. What the fuck? So you have Abra's line. You have Slowpoke line. You have why did I just make a Slowpoke that color? I'm pretty sure this is shiny. You have the Drowsy line. We have the Executor line. We have Starmie specifically. You have Mr. Mime. You have Jinx. You have Galarian Articuno. You have Mewtwo, and you have Mew. How the fuck am I supposed to limit it down again? I'm gonna go on the whim, and I'm just gonna say Starmie. Gen. Out of my face! Gen 2. We have slightly less. We have the Natu line. We have Espeon, which Espeon is pure psychic. So is Wobbuffet, so is Unknown. Dami, 18 plus in France because 9. Okay. But the Mega Starmie is actually based off of like the series of like movies and stuff that are about like, starfish aliens coming and pretending to be humans. That's what Mega Starmie is actually referencing. They're not referencing the SpongeBob movie Patrick and Stilettos meme. It's not that. It's actually the alien stuff. I hate Mega Starmie. It looks like it's growing on me. It's grown on me. I won't use it, but it's grown on me. It can live. Before I was like, what the fuck? When I'm like, you know what? No, it makes sense. No, that's fine. People in the room with the filthy tongue. I'm gonna Wobbuffet here. What I want my Gen 2 to be. Zatu Giraffe? Oh, Giraffe Rig. Giraffe Rig. I don't care if I spelled it wrong. Cause it's a palindrome. I don't give a fuck about palindromes. Okay. So for Gen 3, we have Routes. This is line, like we have with the fairy. We have Metatite's line. We have Spoink. Spoink is pure psychic, so we can add Spoink here. We have Lunatone and Solrock with Baltoy's line. Chimecho is pure psychic. I will state that Wynot is also like pure psychic. Out of the two, I prefer Wobbuffet. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna make it not Metagross, Metang. I want to challenge myself with the Gen 3 option. You're on my lips and I can't get rid of you. So I sit down your kiss and the awful things you do. Why is the only pure psychic in Gen 4 the Lake Trio? I'm not adding the Lake Trio on here. Also Deoxys is pure psychic. That's actually kind of cool. But Deoxys is a maybe. Okay, so Gen 4, we have the Bronzor line, my Junior, Gallade, the Lake Trio, and Cresselia. I'm going to put Lime Junior. Because depending on what other steel types are in Gen 4, I kind of want to put Bronzor on the steel one. Gen 5, we have Victini, we have Muna, Mushana. Okay, do I want Muna or do I want Mushana on the pure? I want Mushana. With the Woobite line, we have Sigilus, we have Gothita. I'll put Gothorita on here. I'm gonna make it Renucleus. I think that works. I'll make it Esper for you. So yeah, our options are Delphox, Esper, Eostix, Inkay line, and Hoopa. I'm gonna make it Inkay. I think that's cute. In Gen 7 we have Oricorio, Oranguru, Braxish, Tapu Lele, the whole fucking legendary line. Fighting things. I know that I've run out of the things here, but I'm like, Cosmo, an option. But for this one, I'm gonna make it Oricorio. Uh-oh. Okay, so for Gen 8, yes. We have Dottler and Orbeetle, we have Hatana's line, we have Indeedee, we have Calyrex, and have you pure? Yes. Atramids. I'll also make it a flittle down here as well. I want to say Hatterene. And for Gen 9, we have Amarouche, we have Repsco, we have Flittle and Espathra, we have Veluza, we have Farigiraf. I've already got Giraffe work, so I don't need Farigiraf. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Weird here. I don't know if that counts as Gen 7 or Gen 8. No, Gen 8 or Gen 9. Does Legends Arceus count as a Gen 8 game or a Gen 9 game? That's the real question. Do both Legends games count under the same gen? Yeah. I mean, it's an idea. I'll draw a little Zara. I can remember what the baby looks like. Beaks twitch. um, Be funny if I just do Darkrai just with his head just going sticking out like that, like a little puddle. Would be mad funny. Nice me. Okay. Listen, it'd be funny. I speak this as one of my favorite characters. It'd be mad fucking funny. Well, not mad favorite Pokemon. Running out of energy, so I'm trying to decide, do I want to just doodle like some other like little thumbnails, or do I just end it there? Like, that is the real question. Whoa. I'm gonna get blasted by noise, aren't I? Okay. Gonna change the music real quick because my brain go, ah. What is this? No. Okay, that's funny. Alright. I'm running low on energy, and my stomach has been, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted to save this. The flies are at it. I'm losing energy. So I'm gonna call it there. Because the brain got and I need to eat food so badly. Don't mind that. Let's bring the tablet down. So hope you enjoyed me yapping for 2 hours about con and then trying to draw for another 2 hours. Been cooking at dinner? Fair enough. It is that time. It's like 8 p.m. for me, so I need to eat. So I hope you've all had a lovely time today. Can I move my drink so I can type things and not have the flies fly in it? Maybe. Okay. Do I even remember my stuff? Thank you. I hope you also have a good evening yourself. For those that aren't aware, I have socials people can follow. Also attached onto that list is 3 links in GoFundMe's to help because if I just do this again, because GoFundMe hated me when I was trying to put these the thing together. But if you have the first 3 links are for GoFundMe's for my friends that are trying to get out of a ridiculous situation when it comes to, you know, a certain country at the moment and how they're treating their people. What else? I never remember what my commands are. But I hope you all have enjoyed the live stream. Next one is scheduled in 2 Mondays from now on the 20th. What may be happening that day is going to depend on what kind of guests I get. So that will be a stream that will have guests, so that means it will be early in the morning. For me, probably. Unless I get a certain group of people, then it's gonna probably be whenever the fuck I want it to be. But that'll be for you guys to find out later. I am potentially contemplating on just streaming on Mondays in general. Because I wanna mix up the schedule I've got going on with my social account, my social experiment account, my social streaming experiment account, because its current time schedule is not working out so well. So I kind of want to mix it up, and I kind of want to like leave Mondays free for like art streams. Maybe we'll see. So that's just an idea for now. Whether I go along with that or not, we'll find out. Yeah. I hope you all have a good time zone wherever you are. I'm not ending out in this song. Sure, why not? Yeah, hope you all have a lovely time zone wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Stay safe out of there, everybody. Bye!